Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Yo, what's going on? Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your girl BondyBlue. My locks are tight and my head is hurting. There's a Ooh Lady First podcast episode tonight on Niecy Dixon's channel. Hopefully I see y'all there. Okay, I need to post the link on my page. But hopefully I see y'all there. Also, if you get bored and you want to see what's going on with Love and Hip Hop Miami, I did a live today talking about the past 4-5 episodes. Girl, I don't know. But right now we here for a BondyBlue show. Again, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah. Okay. So, let's start with Aubrey. Something about my hair being tight make me feel like, I don't know, like crazy in my body. You know how when you're getting your hair done and it make you feel like you can't keep still? That's how I'm feeling. Girl, what the fuck? I'm spacing right now, y'all, cause I could have sworn that I came up here with my tea. But I must have sat down. Girl, did you not? Did you go downstairs, put honey in the tea, and then not come back up here with the tea? Ugh. Girl, I need my tea. Hold up. We're gonna get into Drake in a moment. Y'all know we still going out of town at the end of this year, right? In September, we're going to Mauritius with Reset by Design Wellness. I also uploaded a travel vlog today of the first day of the Elevated Escapes collective trip that we took with Reset to Thailand. So make sure y'all check that out. Um, give me a second, just right quick, right quick. I need my tea, so give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Ooh, girl, I had to get my tea, girl. Some sticks and shit I got from a lady. Okay. Let's start off with all of you hoe ass niggas' favorite rapper, Drake. Okay? Y'all love this nigga in a very homoerotic way. I'ma leave y'all alone about it, but it tickles me how gay niggas act about Drake. And I mean, in recent days, I've seen Boosie, The Game. I think that's it. But probably some other ones too. Talking about how Champagne Poppy is about to be back with a new album called Ice. Like ice, ice, baby. Doom, 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 doom. Ice, ice, baby. Doom, 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 doom. Whack. I know y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't like whiny ass perpetrating niggas. I don't. So if a nigga is pouting, getting plaits, putting barrettes in his hair, he has a white mom, he's biracial, fuck nigga black daddy. use the black strippers to become cool, and then all of a sudden, pops out of nowhere, impregnating white prostitute porn star bitches. I don't know. I don't know what the lady did. I don't remember, but I just remember her being a butterface. And me being like, after everything you put them stripper bitches down in Atlanta through, what, Esther Baxter, all of the thick ass girls who was who else, y'all? Name all of the stripper bitches that he was fucking with. Then how he did Serena. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a straight up fuck nigga. I'ma use women to get the validation of the black men that I want to seem as cool as. And then once I get all of the black women, to be listening and popping to my music and shit, after I finish doing that, then I'm gonna act like a weirdo with everybody, right? Start doing weird shit, texting teenagers, DMing teenagers, acting like it's about music and all of that, when really it's kind of like you a creepy ass nigga. Sorry, y'all. Okay. So and then the Kendrick thing. Kendrick is a better rapper than you. Some people make good music, and it doesn't mean that they're a great rapper. I make this point, when people talk about Cardi B and all of that, I'm like, listen, y'all can say what y'all want to say. I like Cardi. I like Cardi's music. I've liked Cardi's music since the Wish Poppin' mixtape. Okay? So when people be sitting up there, oh, she can't rap, whatever the fuck. Girl, whatever you say, bitch. Okay? Whatever you say. Y'all can keep saying that she can't rap, and she gonna keep on proving to y'all that she will do all of the same shit that y'all favorite do. Okay? Come out with #1 albums, sell out high grossing tours and shit. She'll do all of the same shit that the pink bitch did with competition. Okay? So, there's no disrespect or nothing like that, but y'all do this where y'all act like cuz y'all like somebody that, they can't do no wrong, and they perfect, and everybody just a hater. No, a lot of us just don't like Drake. Like, yeah, some of the music was great. Like, what? I love some of Drake's songs. Absolutely. Will I bop to it in a club? Yes, but as a person, like as an image, as an artist, as a dude, no, you're an appropriator in such a weird way. Like, you're biracial. Why do you act like a white boy that, didn't have a black dick? That's how they got here, y'all. You got here via big black cock, and you act like somebody, who both parents are white. Like, I don't want to be rude, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, you're acting like a nigga named Connor. Like, what's going on? And y'all really be like, man, Drake the best, man. And honestly, if Boosie in the game like you, it kind of makes me think that the rumors about you having inappropriate relationships with teenagers, I feel, I don't know, but I feel like there may be some truth to that, because anytime Boosie likes you, you fuck teenagers. How is Cardi not appropriating? Well, here's the thing. How can you say that someone appropriates a culture that they grew up in? Aubrey has been being fake since he was wheelchair Jimmy. Cardi B has been wish popping since the very beginning. Like, I don't think Cardi B's pretending to be anything. I think she just is what she is. And I think she's working on her colorism issues. I think that's a lot of what's going on with the hair care thing, is trying to work through like the fucked up things that she was taught in that Dominican, Trinidadian, anti-black household that I'm sure she was born into, like most Latinas and Hispanic people. Okay? All right? But nah, I'm not, no shade, no tea, no shade. I'm gonna answer it, you know what I'm saying? But cause I thought about it for a second. I was like, do I feel like she's appropriate? And I was like, nah, I feel like, you grew up in New York, like your style is your style. Like, and you doing what all of the women in your genre do, and who grew up like you. Like, I feel like she's acting in accordance with women of her demographic. I think people just always like, she no black, she no black. And I'm like, she doesn't necessarily have to be. Nah, she's a colorist. Okay, y'all don't think she be trying to work on those issues? I just be hearing her say shit sometimes that makes me feel like she's trying to work on those things because she acknowledges that she was being taught fucked up shit. Like she acknowledges that sometimes when I hear her talk. And I do feel like she cares enough about how people see her as a Libra to try to like deconstruct some of the shit that she's been taught that's fucked up. Now, do I know that for sure? No. Do I like to give Cardi the benefit of the doubt because I actually like her? Yes. Okay. Um, but you know what I'm saying? But I do understand how some black women don't feel that way, and I'm not gonna argue with you about it. Like I'm not mad at you for feeling however you feel about her because maybe you seeing it and I just am not ready to see it yet, and it will all, you know what I'm saying? It'll always be like that. I kind of have hope that she's gonna like, work through some of these things because she has little brown skinned little girls that she's raising. Like them babies ain't that light. Like Culture might be light, but Blossom doesn't seem that light to me. You know what I'm saying? And so, I just kind of feel like, she's going to have to work through some of those anti-black things that she's been taught because she's going to have to instill in those black girl children that they are beautiful. And so, you're going to have, you got to do some work. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I get it. But I definitely don't feel like it's the same thing with Drake. Also, I feel like Drake is predatory. So when I say Drake is appropriating, I mean like, stealing other people's swag and style completely. Like there's a line in a Big Crit song about this nigga. I know it's about him. Like taking from lesser known artists, stealing their shit and then putting it on a grand stage like you made it up. I mean, don't y'all remember how at the very beginning, I don't know if y'all know this, but it was like this obvious kind of Drake or Big Crit thing in like '08, '09, around that time. I want to say maybe 2010, around that time. And the reason why I say that is because when the shit came out, now they want to hear a country nigga rap. 5 albums in, I swear a country nigga snap. Thought they wanted bass. Thought they wanted Molly. Thought they wanted Drake. Fuck them niggas. Okay? So to me, it was obvious that that was about Drake. Yes, I made the beat. Yes, I made the track. I ain't far from whack. You a bunch of like. I love Big Crit. Okay, listen. It's Crit all day for me. Okay, but I feel like I clocked Drake stealing style from artists like Crit and then taking it mainstream. And then because you took this particular style mainstream at a certain moment, it's now attributed to you as if they weren't a whole bunch of other artists doing the same thing and you took their shit because you didn't have any personality of your own. And that's another thing that I'm saying about Drake. Aubrey is a blank slate that continues to morph into characters based on who he feels like the public needs to see him as. That is, I think, a byproduct of growing up as a kid actor. But like, he does weird shit to me. Like, you know how when Snoop Dogg and during the baby boy years used to have like plaits and barrettes and have niggas back in the day used to have the pacifiers in their mouth. Dog pound do it. Eastside is the greatest. Do we remember this? Okay. Do you know that we never felt like it was weird when Snoop did it because we knew that was the style of where Snoop come from. Niggas did that shit on Boys in the Hood. Homeboy that was in the back of the car and used to have, they say used to put drugs in them pacifiers, had shit in them out. Y'all remember him? I think he ended up dying because he played that role too much. There was some niggas back in the day that used to be in like Boys in the Hood and some of the street movies, and they was too realistic about that shit and ended up getting caught in that in real life. I think it was one of them niggas, okay? Remember the one that killed old boy on Poetic Justice too? Y'all remember? Okay, listen. Y'all know I know my movies, okay? God rest John Singleton's soul, okay? But like, to me, it's one thing for you to like capitalize off your own culture in a certain way, right? It's a whole nother thing for you to be Drake, switching up based on what's going on at the time, never really having any real personality, and then getting in hip hop and doing white boy shit, like continuously trying to sue people over a diss record. And this is how you know you niggas not real no more. Y'all do a lot of talking. A lot of y'all Drake fans specifically, y'all do a lot of real nigga talking. Like, oh, what real niggas doing? Real niggas, da 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 da. And I'm like, I thought real niggas didn't go to the courthouse on each other, especially not over diss records. You went to the courthouse because he said something that hurt your feelings, Amari? The fact that it's so many of you so-called street niggas, Boosie, the game, Drake the realest. Nigga, y'all must be getting paid or y'all all some booty bandit type niggas. Okay? Some creep type niggas. You know what I'm saying? Creeps of a feather flock together. Hopefully in prison. I don't trust any of you niggas. Okay? According to the new update, Drake is trying to get his dismissed case brought back. He previously sued UMG over the diss track, but a judge tossed the case out. Now he wants a higher court to step in and change that. In the latest appeal papers, Drake's lawyers argued that the song should not just be brushed off as a regular rap beef. They say the track and the way it was promoted caused real damage to his name. And here's the thing. I would give a fuck about that if I didn't feel like the shit was true. And also, the fact that as a Gemini, when we warn y'all to leave us alone, and we always warn y'all to leave us alone, it's important that you not act harder than you really are if you're not ready for how it's gonna go down. And calling the police, which is the equivalent to him filing lawsuits. That's the equivalent, bitch. He didn't have to call 911. He called his lawyer. It's the same thing. This is some whole shit. And the fact that all of you so-called street niggas that really be online bitching about loyalty and street code every other week, but when it comes to Drake, all of a sudden, y'all have a difference in opinion. It feels like Drake be paying niggas. That's what it feels like. It feels like some of y'all are out here down bad and y'all need money. And so Drake will hit up certain problematic niggas that he know don't mean nothing that they talk about. They don't mean nothing that they talk about. So I can just hit them up like, hey, give me a number. Because Drake got bank. So give me a number. And do some little low-key promoting for me. And promotion means getting online and trying to make everybody make posts about how great you are and how, remind everybody of what you did in music. And I'm like, yo, I'm telling this to all of y'all that come out here trying to defend weird ass niggas. We don't need y'all to remind us of the good that they did. That's not the space that we in. Everybody knows the good that they did. Everybody knows. My God, like we don't need y'all for that. We just don't. His team also pushed back on the idea that this song should automatically get a pass just because they come from a rap feud. They believe the view is too broad, especially in a case like this where the song became huge and him allegedly being a pedophile kept spreading online. That was online already. To be clear, it was online already because of what the little teenage girl from that show, was it and Bobby Elthoff, like these girls have actually said to people who have sense that they were being DM'd, and I played y'all that clip before, by Drake. And people online started to be like, yeah, it's kind of weird that every time some new teenager comes out, Drake is in the DMs. People were making videos on TikTok talking about that years ago. So before Not Like Us came out. So I feel like you can act like that came from Kendrick, but it didn't. I also feel like, why is it okay for you to accuse Kendrick of domestic violence? Why Millie Bobby Brown? Thank you. Thank you. Millie Bobby Brown, thank you. Y'all know all these hoes got the same names. My God. Another point they made is that Not Like Us reached such a big audience that people may not have looked at it like just another exaggerated rap song. Drake's side says that matters. That's bullshit. Some of the biggest songs in history have been rap beef songs. So for you to act like, you know, the world can't take this type of rap beef, no, cut it the fuck out. Niggas have said worse shit. You must ain't never watch Queen of the Ring. You must ain't never watch URL or some shit like that. Because, listen, Don DeMarco, listen. Okay? Look, Don DeMarco, don't listen. He was texting Millie Bobby Brown. Teens in Canada spilled online. They went to mansion parties. He flirted and kissed a teen girl on stage. Yes, I remember that video on stage. It was that same creepy shit that Nelly did one time to that girl. I can't wait to see you. You niggas is weird. And we're calling you out about it, and now you're in your fucking feelings. Get over it. Stop being weirdos. Y'all don't know what real repentance means. Real repentance is not just saying, God, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. That's not repentance, y'all. That's what like the dumbed down version of Christianity has taught y'all. But real, like, to me, when I was learning about what these things meant when I was growing up, I always feel like people don't really understand them in the way they were meant. When they say repent, that wasn't just go ask God for forgiveness. Repentance and all of that was supposed to be like the act of not only being apologetic, but repairing and being different thereafter to not make the same mistake over again. But somewhere along the way, when y'all hoes was paying for indulgences and shit and paying the priest to do, 5 Hail Marys and shit for you, along the line somewhere, everybody got confused. And now you think you could just personally ask God for forgiveness and you don't have to do any real repairing in real life for the damage that you cause. And you see it all over the place, y'all. You see it all over the place. How often people want to evade responsibility for every little thing. We was just talking about it in Love and Hip Hop Miami about how Ching Diamond is like allergic to taking accountability for her fucking life. Everything is somebody else's fault. And you notice a lot of the times people that have the most issues in their life is because they have an external locus of control. Everything is happening to them. Everything is happening to them. It's always like, oh my God, this happened to me. Oh my God, this person doesn't like me. They did this to me. Wah. Shout out to Tanya, because that was one thing Tanya used to always teach me how to do, girl. Hey, you gotta keep going. Girl, if my mama ain't taught me nothing, bitch, is it that first shit don't succeed? Dust yourself off and try again. You get dusted off and try again. Look, don't play with me, okay? They also brought up Drake's own diss record, Tailor Made Freestyle, while arguing that not every diss track should be treated the same. Right now, the case is heading toward the next stage of the appeal process. Both sides are expected to argue in front of an appellate judges, but there is not a date for that yet. So yes, this is still going on. Drake is clearly not ready to leave this one alone. And to me, his inability to leave this alone showcases the ego, right? And whenever somebody is willing to destroy themselves for the ego or to prove a point, that's when you got to realize they're not right in the situation. It's a I'm gonna cut my nose off to spite my face type of thing. Like, no, I want to prove that I still won. I have to win. No, nigga, you lost. People's inability to take L's is also a character flaw sometimes, y'all. Because sometimes taking the L is just merely accepting that this wasn't supposed to happen like this. What am I supposed to learn? Niggas never learn. I be looking at all of these situations like opportunities for people to like grow and change their behavior. And they think this is another opportunity to get over on somebody or to get, you know what I mean, to continue being able to do whatever the fuck they want to do without any real consequences to how they move, right? And so eventually they're gonna end up getting fucked up. That's why I don't understand why people run to the defense of Diddy all the time. Because to me, it's like what Diddy showed you through his actions over the years is that he was not sorry. Same thing as Naquan, DL Whisperer, talking about he gonna get out of jail and then continue to be the same hateful motherfucker he was before he went in. It's not clicking for them that the reason why you're in the situation is because of you and what you have done, and you have to change, or you're going to have to eventually reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? Listen, do what you wanna, but come on now. Diddy's $100 million defamation lawsuit against NBC Universal dismissed by a judge. He thought he was gonna sue somebody for $100 million for telling the truth about him on Peacock. He did not win. And to me, all of this grasping, right? All of this grasping, it shows a refusal to accept responsibility, y'all. And when somebody is refusing to accept responsibility for the shit that they've done by constantly trying to get out of the punishment for what they've done, that shows you they have not changed. So when y'all be rushing to believe that some of these people have changed, I'm like, hello? No, they haven't. What's wrong with you? You want to see more evidence that people don't change? Let's talk about Lil Wayne. Okay, where's Lil Wayne? Girl, Lil Wayne was online again being passive aggressive about not getting an opportunity to perform for Coachella. And this is what I be talking about. And this is even something that I myself personally, I sometimes have to go back and forth with myself about, right? When you are good at what you do and you feel like you haven't gotten a certain amount of success, but you've gotten a lot of success, you become kind of caught between having to remind yourself that things happen for a reason and not to carry around a feeling of, oh, again, something's happening to me. People aren't giving me the opportunity. People aren't seeing me. No, that's not how you need to look at it. That's not the perspective. If it's something that you want, you have to go after it. You can't expect for things to fall in your lap because you've put in a certain amount of work and all of that. That's not how any of this works. To me, Lil Wayne saying that it's a humbling experience to be left out of Coachella and the Grammys, him saying that, oh, it's humbling, it's passive aggressive. It's a moment to cry for me. People aren't paying attention to me. When Wayne is literally the blueprint for what most of these niggas do today. And to me, at this level of his life, the fact that he still finds a way to feel like he's been slighted shows a lack of gratefulness. Because I'm going to tell y'all the truth. The only thing that be keeping me feeling away is not being able to attain a certain amount of viewership or opportunities to get me at a certain financial place. That's really it, y'all. That's really it. Because sometimes I view not being so big as protection, right? And so for me personally, and I always like to put myself in other people's shoes, when I put myself in his shoes, I would feel like, nigga, I'm Lil Wayne. I can make an album and it'll sell and then I can go away. I can come and do a string of performances and make bank and then just go away. To me, the dream is to be able to do the art, come out, do the thing, and then go back in your fucking house for as long as you need to be in there to regenerate, to create again. And then you come out and you do something else good. And then it doesn't matter how people are responding to it all the time because it's about you creating the art for you. That to me, the ultimate space to be in as an artist is to be in that space, to be comfortable enough to live a life that allows you to freely perform and create when it feels natural and best for you. And so you create your best work and you make shit that means something to you because it's something that had to come from, from your own creativity and in a rested, healthy space where you really can sit through your shit. Because to me, a part of Wayne's problem is that he cannot see himself clearly. You do not take good care of yourself, and you haven't been taking good care of yourself. And even though you're Wayne, you got to a point where you felt like niggas should be excited just to see you jump on stage with one half a lock, doing shit like that. Because you got in that rock star place where you feel like people need to just be happy to see you. And it's like, no, nigga, like you have to be refining and growing and evolving as an artist in a real way. In a real way, Wayne. Not just wait a minute, people not fucking with me like they used to. I'm starting to feel scared. Now I need to come out here and do something. Like, no, Wayne, you already did it. Like, to me, I get where he would be coming from, right? But Wayne has already done the thing. Like, to me, Wayne is like the most influential rapper of my lifetime. Wayne is the most influential. And because after Katrina, the way Wayne and Young Money took over, but then also the way that crafted every other artist after him. Y'all, from Future to Drake to the Migos to Travis Scott, all of them niggas, none of them would have been able to rock star the way they do if Wayne had not popped out with rock music and nail polish and guitars and tight ass jeans. Like, he introed y'all into what it would look like for a rapper to become a rock star. Wayne did that shit. So to me, and a lot of artists have this problem to me. Like, it's the thing. Like, that's why you have to be able to really sit with yourself. Because I read a lot of artists' books, and a lot of them, and especially when I was reading Marvin Gaye's book, Marvin Gaye talked about that same feeling of being so influential to so many people, but because he's always viewing himself as less than, because he hasn't really built his inner world to, validate himself, he's comparing himself to other artists. He's comparing himself to Frankie Beverly, from Maze. He's who came up after him, who he helped. He's comparing himself to Michael Jackson, who was extremely inspired by him and told him so. You know what I'm saying? But he still felt the way he felt because he felt like they were doing better than him. And to me, as I was reading his book, the thing that I learned from Marvin Gaye is to never feel like just because you are sometimes a stepping stool for people, that means you need to have any resentment about it. You don't need to feel bad because people will come up through you or, step up off of you, and they will blow up in a way that's bigger than you. But you still were a key component in how they got there. They needed to see you in some capacity in order for them to do what they did. And to me, I feel like in that way, you should take some responsibility for how you affect artists that even become bigger than you. When I read that book that his wife wrote, like, that was one of the main themes throughout that book that caused a lot of his issues and a lot of the abuse that he enacted on that woman came from him not feeling good enough in comparison to the men who were his contemporaries and the people that came up after him. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Wayne is following in that same thing. where you're comparing yourself to new artists and people that are doing different shit from you instead of recognizing your own greatness and going within so that you can figure out a way to create something you're proud of and that you feel good about. That way you don't have to really worry about how people respond to it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it's important to make the art for yourself as the artist. You make the art for you and then people respond to it. Where we get fucked up is because everybody starts making their art for money. And so then they start making the art they think will make the money. And that's where you start fucking up at, because people don't know what the fuck, they don't know what the fuck they want until you show them what they want. Yeah. Yeah. I'll definitely put it on a schedule to maybe do like on Saturdays if I can, for as many Saturdays I can. In the next month, we can do a members only listen along to Brandy's book. Okay. So Wayne said, it's truly a humbling experience when events like Coachella and the Grammys come around, and like clockwork, I'm uninvited and uninvolved. I appreciate my position or space I hold in your heart and mind, if so, because you're the humbling experience that's timeless, and for that I thank you. I ain't shit. What? I ain't shit without you. Okay. Yeah. It's a high tweet. And it's I get it though. Like, this is one of them times where I definitely understand where he's coming from. But I also feel like, are you just expecting them to call you, or are you having your people get in contact with these people to see, if you can be a performer? And is your performance up to, up to par? Because Wayne, you don't look good on stage, bruh. Like, that's no disrespect. That's actually like me wanting you to get your look together and get your health together so that you could actually get on stage and give people something worth seeing. Like, Wayne likes to get on stage and just rap by himself and say thank you. And it's great to watch, right? Like, if you like his music and you know the words, watching Wayne is great. But you're up against people that create actual full-fledged performances with dancers and like just more uniformity. Like, you're fucking with people that have more showmanship. Maybe not style, but definitely more showmanship, Wayne. But yeah, I feel where he's coming from with that. I'm not even gonna front. I'm not even gonna front on him, but I hope that he gets out of that space, because as an artist, I think that that's a terrible place to be in. I think that's how a lot of artists end up losing their lives early, is because they can't really metabolize how it starts to feel when you feel you've topped yourself and you don't know how to do it again. Because you really make all of your life kind of, on top of your artistry, which you do, and being successful at it. That's why it's not all, you have to understand that it's not always that important to be, on the billboard or outselling everybody or getting all the awards. Sometimes the thing that actually is the great part about it is just being able to do something you fucking love. Right? Like, just being able to make a song and really like the song you made and then perform it and then have some people fuck with it and feel it and vibe with it. Like, to me, people forget what their gift is even for and about. And I hate money because of that sometimes, because I think money really, money in this way fucks that up for a lot of people. So Justin ain't looking too good either. Yes, but he's white. Okay, I'm not dispelling, I'm not dispelling Lil Wayne that much. But also, before we completely move on from that, because somebody said something, Lil Wayne went rock star and forgot where he came from. He played in our faces for years. He got that I'm not black, I'm Lil Wayne syndrome. And people that fuck with him are 30 plus. The kids do not know who he is. Exactly. And to me, that was the mistake Young Money made as a whole. And that's what they figured out. When they first came out and they blew up the way they did, like, Wayne and Young Money and all of the artists, They figured out that getting the young white kids meant getting all of the money, right? Because that means all these white kids are coming to your shows. You're selling out in other countries. They're buying your merch, right? And that's great. But when you start to cater your music and your performance and your image to that audience, and that is not the audience that's going to sustain you. And I think that Wayne and them kind of got full of themselves, not paying attention to the pattern of the way white people move when it comes to entertainment. When they're young, they all on nigga shit. By the time they hit 30, they right back to their white shit, listening to country music and old rock music, and they like Motown. White people love Motown, girl. Anything that looked like you had to come in through the back door to perform it from, yeah, they on that. So I feel like, Wayne made the same mistake that Nicki made. They all made that mistake of not caring about their real true audience that was going to sustain them. And there are still many people that love Wayne, but I do feel like Wayne's attitude sometimes toward things that were happening to Black people, right? Wayne has come out and said a lot of anti-Black shit. Wayne absolutely gave "I couldn't wait to get money in order to tell you niggas we not the same." And people remember that. People remember that. You always have to remember who butters your bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, that's why I never understand why niggas that get their money basically from catering to Black women decide one day that they won't start spitting in Black women's faces. Like, that's not going to eventually cause your downfall, because it will. In the entertainment industry, spitting in Black women's faces will eventually like cause your downfall. It's really a pattern if you look at it. That's why, when we talk about Denzel Washington and Samuel L. Jackson and how certain Black men in Hollywood don't go as far, because white people nor Black people want to see you niggas married to white women. The white men in charge don't want to see y'all with white women, and the Black women that would be filling up the theaters don't want to see you with white women. So, sorry. But, to Black people, like, you know why? Because we were burned a lot. I will never forget how Black women felt about Wesley Snipes. Black women loved that midnight black, navy black bitch. They loved that nigga, okay? Jungle Fever came out, you know what I'm saying? They felt a little way, but they was holding on. And then he started getting involved in Asian culture and decided that he didn't like Black folks. Fuck Black folks. I prefer the Asian culture. Which, now that I'm an adult, I understand how you would get there. But the way self-hating Black men do that is at the expense of Black women. Right? We like Southeast Asia recognizing just like a better quality of life and people that have not been so corrupted by the racism of America. Okay? So we could see where shit is good and all of that, right? Slightly better, right? But not in a way that is like acting like it's my people's fault that shit fucked up or something like that. Like, yeah, y'all work on my nerves, but it ain't our fault. Like, the fuck? Like, what? It's sad that a lot of us are NPCs, but bitch, this ain't our fault. Navy black, okay? Navy black, bitch. Shout out to Fitwall Weeby. But Wayne made himself unattractive. Black women don't like that. Yes, that's another thing. Don't be anti-Black and don't be unattractive. You could be anti-Black as long as you attractive, right, Chris Brown? So let's talk about Russell Simmons and this lady right quick, and then we're going to get into a little extra Chris Brown shit, okay? So Russell Simmons is clapping back after his ex-wife Kimora Lee recently opened up about relaunching the Baby Phat brand. She claimed that she doesn't believe she owned enough of the company in the early days. I'm sure she didn't. And she revealed how she only made a fraction of the sale, $20 million. Baby Phat first launched in 1999, and in 2004, it sold for a reported $140 million, a value reported by the New York Times. In January 2004, the Times reported that Kelwood, one of the country's largest clothing producers, bought Phat Fashions, a clothing business co-founded by Russell Simmons, for $140 million plus performance incentives. The Phat fashion sale included the men's clothing line Phat Farm and the women's clothing line Baby Phat. By 2010, Baby Phat ceased operations, and in 2019, Kimora Lee reacquired the brand. In September 2023, Kimora Lee relaunched the brand. Okay, it still isn't doing as good, but she relaunched it. Over 2 years later, Kimora Lee opened up about Baby Phat relaunching. Some of the business moves she encountered in the early 2000s. She shared her comments on April 7th. Hold up, here we go. Let's listen to what she said. Oh, she's talking to that greedy girl. Y'all knows what I'm calling it now, the greedy girl.
Structure that? What was the arrangement? Like, did you own a piece of the business?
Yes, of course, yes. But it was the smallest piece of the business, right? Because there was other guys and other partners, and the guys were my ex-husband's, friends.
Did you own enough of the business, given your contribution?
No, definitely not. And that was one of those things that I learned, and that's, you live and you learn.
Okay, so people were arguing with her about this, right? Baby Phat did not previously exist. Phat Farm existed, and they're totally different. I'm not sure, if that's what was being said. I don't think anybody's saying that they're the same thing. However, I think Baby Phat probably became, at some point, more profitable than Phat Farm. Because the women were buying Baby Phat the fuck up, okay, if you ask me. So this is how I believe this happened. I'm not sure. This is just my opinion of how a lot of times older men work. Older men get with younger women because younger women make older men look good. Also, you would marry a woman like Kimora. Kimora was already a famous model. She was doing fashion week and high fashion, runways and shit. That's how he found her, because she was on those Paris runways and shit. I don't know why everybody acts like Kimora wasn't shit before she met him, but it's exactly the reason why he wanted her is because she was the shit already as a teenager when he set his sights on her. Now, niggas always want to tell you that they fucked somebody when they were an adult, but you 30-something and she's like 19. Sir, please. You got with that woman as a young girl, as a teenager, yes, working in this industry, but also as a creepy old man with a heavy tongue, marrying a teen girl, right? She's a model. You see how this can be great for your business because you want to go into clothing. And having that's a free model right there. Okay? Then you help her create her own line and you make money off of that. And because she's young and dumb, she doesn't know anything about the splits and how to make sure she's getting money off the back end. Y'all are married. She's viewing this as a family situation. So she's not going to make sure that the paperwork is good, good, and that it's going to actually be fair to her because she doesn't know any better because she's young and that's her husband. I know y'all have not peeped this, but what Ike Turner showed me is that the way to get over on women and pimp them out legally is to either be their managers or use them to make money in some type of way. To me, he used her in order to make more money with Baby Phat. Because at one point, Baby Phat was all you saw, okay? To me, I think he used her. He did not probably pay her fairly during the time that they were having the business, and she knew it eventually, and he knew it the whole time. So when we get to this back part, and they moving money around and all of that, I believe that he's the type of person that would have gave her money to make up for how he snaked her previously. And then once he fell out with them and was upset, turn around and act like she took something from him that he didn't already owe her. That's what I think is actually going on here with Russell Simmons. But let's continue to hear, and then we'll move on from there.
Probably made, I think we ended up selling that. Now we're fast forwarding through everything, right? I think we built that company up and probably sold it for $100 and something million. I probably got 20 million of that or less out of $100 something million. And the entire sale was based on Baby Phat, which you could look at the date, because when we sold it, Phat Farm was obsolete. It was still there, but that was not what you were selling it for. You're selling it for a Baby Phat. And I only learned this because people would tell me like, oh, you have to come to work today. We're having this meeting with these bankers. We're going to sell it. And I'm like a little confused, but a little excited.
How did you
And people saying shit like, without Russell, there wouldn't have been a Kimora Lee series, a Kimora Lee Simmons. Let's be serious now. And I'm like, somebody, he made her a household name. Baby, I think that's really stupid that y'all think like this still. I think it's stupid. I think it's crazy that you don't know that men see how valuable women are and decide that they want to be with those women because those women are valuable. And also, marrying and being with women and having children with them and all of that, I don't know if y'all see spiritually how that generates wealth for men, especially men that know how to generate wealth within themselves. Getting a wife and kids is like adding a power punch to the money they're already making. So please don't act like he did not do better because of her. I think she would have been a successful model and would have eventually done things anyway, regardless to whether she was with him or not, because she was a beautiful woman. If it wasn't him, it would have been another nigga. The fuck? Just like I would not say that, he wouldn't have been as successful without her. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that you wouldn't have had Baby Phat without her. You probably would have been still successful with Phat Farm and all of that. But no, I don't think that you would have came up with Baby Phat without Kimora. No. I don't think you would have been able to do those reality shows and shit without Kimora. Nobody would have been like as interested. He used to be behind the camera. He did Def Poetry Jam, Def Comedy Jam, that type of shit. Yeah. He was always gonna do it. He was always gonna do that. He was always gonna be who he was, but she was always gonna be who she was as well. And y'all always want to give men credit for women who were gonna be successful anyway. Like, she was gonna be successful anyway. She already was as a teenager.
structure that? What was the around now? Because you're an incredible businesswoman and you've been that not just for yourself, but also for your family. So what did you miss going back in that time?
I missed all of the preliminary conversations. I missed all of the conversations about how great the brand was, all of the numbers that were turned in, all of the numbers on the business.
Yes, meaning she did not know how much she was actually making. And I would like to remind y'all about the 5 heartbeats, right? On the 5 heartbeats, and also Cadillac Records, this is a way that people move in the entertainment industry where instead of giving you a paycheck, they buy you shit. So Big Red pull up after a successful tour with the 5 heartbeats and the rest of them niggas talking about, well, what color you want? With a whole bunch of cars. But niggas ain't got no cash in their pocket, but they got a brand new car that they can't afford to put no gas in. Hello? Cadillac Records out there giving old boy cars and shit. And he like, nigga, I need my money. I need my money so I can do what I want to do with my money. No, I'ma just buy you a house. Don't worry about it. What? Yes, that's what Diddy did too. So like you gotta like, pay attention to the pattern that goes on. I'm not saying that, because I think that there's some other fugazi shit with her. So don't get me wrong, but when it comes to the way these men take advantage of young, beautiful women and their images in the entertainment industry and the way they find, especially New York niggas, find ways to pimp out the women that they're having romantic relationships with, please be for real. Please be for real. That's what they do, y'all. Especially New York niggas. I don't know if y'all are not paying attention, but New York niggas are like some of the best at fall in love with me, bitch. Okay, now get out there and go make me some money.
You weren't paying attention.
No, not that I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't privy to the fact that these businesses took place. It was literally, who of my partners then do we know now? So Bobby Shriver was one of my partners. He's my kid's godfather. He's a Kennedy. Bobby Shriver was one. I'm telling on folks today. Leor Cohen was one.
Oh yeah, we all know Leo.
Like, I mean, we can go through these partners of who they were, and you could. I don't know how much of this is public and how much is not. The number that we sold it for is public. You can deduct my amount and see the amount that was left.
Yeah.
And there was a few other partners that were more like Garmentos and people that you might not know their name. But the reason I say those names is because these names have gone.
Look at people in the comments. She came when Phat Farm already existed. She became the face without actual work as a designer. That's such a lie. That is such a lie. To say that lady didn't do any work, I almost feel like you must not have been alive for it. I want to do y'all the way y'all do me when y'all think I'm young because you don't like what I say. You must not have been around for it. But Kimora worked her ass off for Baby Phat. if for nothing, the designs, the visuals of everything, the promotion of it, the modeling of it, a lot of the times Kimora was shopping shit to her friends. Like, she was getting her friends who were already models and famous people to do shit. This wasn't always completely just through Russell. Russell wasn't the only one that had connections. Hello? Like, I remember all of those ad campaigns and shit that she used to do. Somebody said if you watch her reality show, she didn't do sketch, but she's the one on the runway after the show. You don't have to be the sketcher in order to be a designer. 20 million in a massive mansion in New Jersey with a few millions to raise the children is definitely enough. I hate you bitches. Because the truth of the matter is, how the fuck you gonna tell somebody what's enough when we talking about what should be fair? What should be fair? Oh my God. Like, it's always a woman. Like, it's always a woman that wants you to believe that you shouldn't get what you actually deserve because what you are getting is enough based on they broke ass standards.
Gone on in politics
You miss when you
and gone on in music and gone on to do these things. So they definitely knew what they were doing. And they were much older than me, right? Leora must be
way older than
or anyone
you.
like that. I don't
Yeah.
just not just, you know, they were 20 years older than me, 15 years older than me.
What was it like mentally and emotionally? Because I think you sold the company around 2010. And to me, the Baby Phat name was synonymous with Kimora Lee. Like, I thought, you, Baby Phat. Like, that's how we put it together.
Well, I remember when I did my first show, and it was like this, like Aspire with Emma Greed, and it was Baby Phat.
Yes.
And I came in to look, and this was when I probably had DJ Cassidy or Ronson. We were going through the music, and I looked up, and it said Baby Phat. And I'm like, oh. And I was like, it should say by Kimora Lee Simmons. And that was the logo, but it wasn't up on that wall. From that time forward, you know, we had it, and it made like a big deal.
Yeah.
I learned to kind of take my seat at the table, if you would, right? Don't you talk about that all the time? And so it wasn't that I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention so well. It was the fact that I wasn't privy to some of the tics and gone on and knew this information. Also because of the way that it started. The way that I started was under Phat Farm. And that's a key point because everybody's always like, well, if she didn't have that, then she wouldn't have had the rest. And that's fair to say, but it's what did I do once I got my foot in the door?
Right.
That no one did for me. But sometimes I learned, and this is another trick of the game, being in that room. It's not always that you got a chance to be in the room and be the biggest light and the biggest mouth and the brightest thinker.
It's to hear.
And I'm talking then. 30 years ago, in a room full of men and bankers and people that say, this is great, we're gonna sell this, you're gonna get all this money. I didn't get all this money, but you know who got all this money was my husband. And at that time, I was told and I was raised and taught
to listen to your husband.
That was good enough. My husband getting it was the same as me getting it.
And it's not. And it's not. And that's what I keep trying to tell women all the time. Please, please, please never bank on that they love you. Don't bank on that they love you. Hope that they do. And hope that even if y'all break up or y'all go through a hard time, they'll always show up as a person that loves you. But please don't ever get it fucking twisted. Especially with men like, you know, power players and shit. No, they're always thinking about the way to make sure that they don't have to give you as much as you're actually owed. Even niggas that don't make millions of dollars do this.
But it wasn't. And I did not learn that until later when other things started happening. And I said, oh, this information. Also because, you know what? I don't want to be here. I want out. Can I stand on my own 2 feet? Well, I built this and that. I did this. My kids. Well, no. You got this much of that. You got this much of that. When you start to go and look at things and try to split them up or get your business fairness, that's when you realize it's a little different. And it's different having a business and having a marriage.
Exactly.
It's different having a business and having a relationship. It's different having a business and you're single, but you're sleeping with someone on the board. You know, there's many different kinds of things. I had a business, which was my first child, then came Ming, and I had a husband. And my husband was like a bigger than life force at the time, right? In his own right, in terms of like music and everything that they were doing, being the godfather of hip hop. So you kind of learn to take a seat even if that seat was kind of shotgun. And sometimes it was the back seat. You know what? I don't want to be here. I want out. Can I stand on my own 2 feet? Well,
Okay.
So, how did
And so he said, she's right. She didn't own any. I gave her the brand, which already existed. I gave designer support, fame. And at the end, money. Stop playing with me. This was pure generosity and love. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. And the fact that you even want to perpetrate that you didn't use and capitalize off y'all's relationship is some bullshit. I gave her the brand, which already existed. Baby Phat did not exist already. That's must be what Simone was talking about. Baby Phat did not previously exist. I wasn't about to buy no Phat Farm shit. I was not purchasing Phat Farm. I purchased Baby Phat shit. Okay? Everybody has something Baby Phat, bitch. I put her in Baby Phat leather shorts the day we met. No, you put her in Phat Farm. I found designers made her famous and marketed the brand with her face. She was already known, y'all. Like, I was alive during this time, y'all. Kimora was already known to some extent. Maybe not as big as Russell, but him getting with her was like, oh, Russell got with that pretty Asian model. Like, this is back when people, like, black models, you knew who the black models were at the time because they weren't a lot of them. And yes, she's half Asian, but she's half black. So as a black girl that grew up in a hair salon that had all the Jets and Essence and Ebony and black hair magazines and all of that, nigga absolutely knew who Kimora Lee Simmons or Kimora Lee was prior to them getting married. But anyway, he says, I found designers made her famous and marketed the brand with her face. Eventually she learned and blossomed. She did a good job, but no, very generous of me. I think it's weird and narcissistic to say very generous of me. 20 million was a good amount. Not when you did, if you did about 60% of the work to create, promote, and sustain the brand, you deserve more than 20 million from 140 million. She may not have deserved full half of that because half of it was was Phat Farm, even though most of what was being bought was Baby Phat at that time, because to me, Baby Phat outlived Phat Farm a little bit, okay? As far as what we were buying, okay? So to me, I feel like when you actually sold it, you were selling it off the back of Baby Phat, first of all. And if that's the case, I feel like she definitely deserved at least, I would say, if I'm being real, I would say about between 50 to 60 million would have been more appropriate to me, because he still would have gotten a larger portion of it, but it would have been more equitable for the fact that Baby Phat was her thing, regardless to how he aided her in doing it. It was her thing. And I think if she had known better and she had been a part of some of those initial conversations and she wasn't just his wife and he actually had to do paperwork that included her instead of her just being attached to him as a spouse, which is how you get away with gypping somebody, is while it's all happening, y'all are seen as one income. Instead of, you should have been if that was the case, he should have been paying you the entire time. Outside of what he was doing for you as a husband, paying bills and flossing you up and all of that, the nigga should have also been paying you a salary for Baby Phat. You should have been seeing money, a certain amount of money every time a quarter rolled around. You should have been getting a fat ass check based off what Baby Phat was selling. If she was somebody who you just used as the face of and all of that, that means she would have been an employee. But that's not how you played it. So that you can get the most out of her by making her think that it was hers. That nigga ain't shit. I don't care what nobody talking about. That nigga ain't shit.
How did you know what?
And I stand
I don't
on
want to be
that.
here.
I stand on the fact that Russell Simmons ain't shit. Then But also, like, Kimora like an ain't shit ass man, girl. That's one of her favorite things to do is go run up behind a ain't shit ass man. Because that white man that she got married to, right? I believe that some of the money she had from Russell, because you know Russell is running from one country to the other. I think he gave her some money to hold for him, or you know, that was invested in this other husband's business. And then he ran off with it. He also said that they weren't legally married because he faked his divorce papers to her. So I'm very confused about how we get here. According to TMZ, Tim Lesnar, her estranged husband, filed for divorce in February after nearly 12 years of marriage. The filing cites irreconcilable differences as the reason for the split. While the legal move is just now coming to light, the couple has reportedly been separated for quite some time. Their date of separation is listed as TBD in the documents, but they have been estranged since at least March 2022. A source also claims that the split has been ongoing for years, describing the divorce filing as more of a formality after a lengthy process. Lesnar is asking the court for joint legal and physical custody of the parent's 11-year-old son, Wolf Lee Lesnar. In addition to custody, he is also requesting spousal support as part of the divorce proceedings. When I tell y'all, I did not know that Kimora had a child with this man. The former couple tied the knot in March 2014 and share one child together. This marks Simmons' second divorce. Lesnar's part has also made headlines as he previously admitted in court to falsifying divorce documents in order to marry Simmons while still legally married to his ex-wife, Judy Chan. So yeah, girl, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. That's odd. Like, it seems like he committed fraud to marry you, so I'm not exactly sure. Okay, let's see. Let's read some more. So Lesnar is a former Goldman Sachs banker who pled guilty in 2018 to stealing billions of dollars from the Malaysian government. He was hit with a 2-year prison sentence and signed divorce papers just 2 days before surrendering himself to federal correction facility in Pennsylvania this past February. Lesnar filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, citing irreconcilable differences after 12 years of marriage. The couple has been separated since at least 2022. Not only is he asking for spousal support from Kimora, he also wants the court to block her from receiving any financial support from him, and is requesting she pay his legal fees. He is also seeking joint custody of their 11-year-old son, Wolf. And to me, this nigga looks abusive. The way his neck, chin, nose, and eyes look, he looks like a villain from a movie, right? An action film, maybe with Idris Elba or something like that. He's the fucking bad guy. That's what he looks like. Tim also previously admitted to faking divorce documents to marry Kimora while he was still legally married to his previous wife. So, yeah, I really hope that Kimora has done like some work on herself, because like, as I've said, the more y'all show up with these crazy, creepy ass niggas, the more I look at y'all like y'all are the same as those crazy, creepy ass niggas. Let's move on. Let's see. Where do I want to go next? Let's talk about crazy, creepy bitches. Yeah, let's talk about crazy, creepy bitches. So, crazy, creepy bitches. Katy Perry denies sexual assault allegations from actress and model Ruby Rose, says claims are dangerous, reckless lies. Girl, listen, I read what Ruby Rose said, and Ruby Rose said that Katy Perry wiped her disgusting pussy on Ruby Rose's face. She said, Katy Perry sexually assaulted me at Spice Market nightclub in Melbourne. Who gives a shit what she thinks? Because Complex Music said, honestly, though, Katy Perry reacts to Justin Bieber's Coachella set, where he essentially sung karaoke to his older material on YouTube. Thank God he has YouTube Premium. I don't want to see no ads. I think that was what she said. I don't know. She kissed a girl and you didn't like it? Ruby Rose said she didn't kiss me. She saw me resting on my best friend's lap to avoid her and bent down, pulled her underwear to the side, and rubbed her disgusting vagina on my face until my eyes snapped open and I projectile vomited on her. You can't just drop that bomb and then yeet out of here. Ruby Rose said, after it, I threw up on her. I told the story publicly, but changed it to be a funny little drunk story because I didn't know how else to handle it. Later, she agreed to help me get my US visa, so I kept it a secret. But I did tell y'all she wasn't a good person. Instead, I got attacked by everyone. I was only in my early 20s. I'm now 40. It has taken almost 2 decades to say this publicly. Though I am so grateful to have made it long enough to find my voice, it just shows how an impact trauma and sexual assault takes, how much of an impact trauma and sexual assault takes. Thank you for seeing me. But hey, she wrote and signed the letters of recommendation for my U.S. visa application in the 2010s. So there's that. I mean, if you're not going to use your sexual assault for anything, use it to get citizenship. My God. Yeah, not interested in filing a report over this. Not when I haven't even filed a report for the numerous rapes at the hands of grown men. But she is more than welcome to sue me. She won't because it happened. I have photos and it was literally in public and witnessed by multiple people. Plus, there is so much more that happened in the years leading up to her silly song she won't want me discussing. The psychological manipulation was strong with that one. It seems like you've been You've been assaulted by everyone in the industry. Have you ever thought of going to the police? Everyone? No. Just 2 from the industry, I think, and about 10 outside of it. Let's say each case took only 6 months to resolve, and I did them back to back. You're asking too much of victims to spend 6 years in court reliving their abuse. I know that's the fuck right. I believe Ruby Rose, y'all. It's not just because I think she's hot. Katy Perry kind of rubs me the wrong way. And it seems as if she rubbed Ruby Rose the wrong way as well, putting her disgusting vagina on that lady's face. That's just wow. That's just wow. Who recanted? Let me look. Did Ruby Rose recant? I mean, I don't see the point in recanting since she said there's proof of it. And I'm sure if people dug, they could find the interviews where she tells the story like it's a joke. Let me see, girl. Let me slide through. Let me slide through. Girl, not putting your panties to the side and rubbing your cooch on that lady's face. My God. Why would you do such a thing? That is creepy. Creepy. You's a creepy bitch. You's a creepy bitch doing creepy shit. And that's because there are creepy bitches out there. Creepy bitches out there. There are creepy bitches out there. No barbecue sauce. I don't see anything saying that she recanted. I don't see anything. But I see why she says she's not pressing charges, because I hate when people act like as a woman, you have not had something happen to you that if you actually wanted to go to the police about, it was something like it was an arrestable offense. But I don't know why women act like you don't get your ass grabbed or, people touching your breast accidentally. Like, I don't know why y'all act like these things don't happen. I don't yeah, I don't see anything saying she recanted. So I believe Ruby Rose either way, girl. Katy Perry's a weirdo. Especially considering the fact that, yeah, is she still with Russell Brand? I don't know if she's still with Russell Brand, but Russell Brand is in the motherfucking news. Let's go ahead and put that in. Hold up. Let me see. Did I put Russell Brand on my list? I did. Let me delete him off the bottom. Since we was talking about Katy and somebody reminded me that them people used to go together. And also, apparently, Russell Brand was accused of having relationships with underage girls and decided to run to Christian YouTube. And now he's like a Christian and is giving cult. Okay? So Russell Brand tries to justify sleeping with a 16-year-old by citing European consent laws as he faces rape and sexual assault charges in the UK. So, Waramada, seems like the UK is saying that it's not legal for you to fuck a 16-year-old, sir.
In Europe and in the United Kingdom where I'm from, the age of consent is 16. And I did sleep with a 16-year-old when I was 30. But when I was 30, I was a very different person. I was a lot younger and I was an immature 30-year-old. Consensual sex, actually, with a variety of people, when there is a strong power differential, as there is when you're a famous man that has the ability to attract women that I had at that time, I think involves exploitation. I think it is exploitative. I recognize that my sexual conduct in the past was selfish and I did not apply enough consideration, barely any, I suppose, really, to how that sex was affecting other people. In Europe and in the United Kingdom where I'm from, the age of consent is 16. And I did sleep with a 16-year-old when I was 30. But when I was 30, I was a very different person. I was a lot younger. And
you and me.
Russell Brand admitted in Europe and in the United Kingdom, where I'm from,
the age of consent is 16. And I did sleep with.
That's not what I wanted. Wait a minute. I want to find something a little older. Because people were talking about Russell Brand a while back. Like, more than just, recently.
Actor Russell Brand was just accused of serious crimes and predatory behavior by 4 women, including one woman who was just 16 years old at the time.
This is from 2023.
Allegations took place between 2006 and 2013 and are now coming to light because of a joint investigation between 3 separate news outlets. The first victim, Alice, came forward in 2021. She alleges that Brand was sexually and emotionally abusive towards her in 2006, when Alice was just 16 and Brand was 30. She says that Brand referred to her as the child during their 3-month-long relationship. He would apparently send cars to pick her up from school early and bring her to his house. On their first date, he allegedly told her, "I don't give a F if you're 12, I need to know where I stand legally." When Alice shared that she was a virgin, Brand allegedly cradled her in his arms like a child and said, "You're my little dolly." Even though Alice was over the age of consent in the UK, Brand knew this power and age dynamic was wrong, because he would allegedly coach Alice on how to sneak around with him without her parents knowing. Towards the end of their relationship, Alice said that Brand essayed her. She said, quote, "I was sat up in the bed against the headboard and he forced his blank down my throat. And I couldn't breathe. It was just choking me and I couldn't breathe and I was pushing him away and he wasn't backing off at all. I ended up having to punch him really hard in the stomach to get him off. I was crying and he said, I only wanted to see your mascara run anyway." In April of this year, the Times made contact with another victim, Nadia, who says Russell Brand R-worded her in July of 2012. Nadia went to a crisis center for treatment that same day. And these are the text messages between Russell and Nadia within hours.
I'm sorry, that was crazy and selfish. I hope you can forgive me. I know that you're a lovely person. You scared the shit out of me. You're right. I am a lovely person. And for you to take advantage of me like this is unexpectable. What? I'm sure she meant unacceptable. You have a problem. You need help. It's dangerous that you think you can get your own way all the time. Do you know how scary you are when that glazed look comes over you? When a girl says no, it means no. Do I have to go and get myself tested? Last time you asked me condom or no condom. When I say condom, that doesn't mean it's optional. You don't have the best reputation. I pride myself on being
of the
safe and trying to make the right decisions.
Are
Obviously, this was a bad one. I'm so disappointed. He said, I'm very sorry. You don't need to get tested. I will make this right somehow. I will make this up to you somehow with live and kindness. Not my original idea, which was more sex. You've been lovely to me and I'm embarrassed by my behavior. Sorry, X. Will you ever forgive me? So saying that you're sorry doesn't mean that you're sorry. It just means that you want access. You want to continue to have access and you want to continue to like get away with what you've done. So yeah, girl, this is what the people are saying about Russell Brand, and he's rebranded since then.
The Times also spoke to Phoebe, who accuses Brand of essaying her in 2013 while working at his home. She also said that he threatened legal action if she told anyone about that experience. The fourth woman coming forward is also accusing Brand of essay and being physically and emotionally abusive towards her. These are just a few of the many details of accusations against Russell Brand. Other accusations include him showing intimate images of women to his friends without their consent.
We know that that's a thing. That's a part of the pattern. Whenever you see a predatory weirdo ass nigga, they always recording unconsensual sex with young girls and women and showing it to their fucking friends for validation. They all do that. They all do that. They all be doing that shit. Diddy, I heard Kanye does that type of shit. Like that nigga that Cameron played on Paid in Full, nigga, okay?
Exposing himself to female coworkers, openly pissing in bottles, harassing female comedians, and more. I highly encourage you to read the entire article, but the details are very disturbing.
Okay, so wait, one more, and then we're going to move on from here. Make sure y'all like the video and hype me up. YouTube is not sending out my notifications because I've been uploading too much content. I guess I've been uploading too much. Let's see.
Went through a crazy time in Hollywood.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was mad, wasn't it? But then
It was mad, wasn't it? Changing my image.
Story, I am the news. I've received 2 extremely disturbing letters.
Hold on, let me see.
Waiting wonders. Obviously, it's been an extraordinary and distressing week, and I thank
That nigga be looking like Jesus. And then like white Jesus. Hold up. All right, hold on.
I've been a Christian now for 3 months. Sometimes I find it quite difficult. What I mean by that is I feel like
This was 2024.
Christ is far away. I don't feel like the intimate connection with Christ. Today, I've been a Christian now for 3 months. Sometimes I find it quite difficult. What I mean by that
This sounds like somebody. I've been on hydroxycut for 3 months. I'm having a hard time having the shit.
is I feel like Christ is far away. I don't feel like the intimate connection with Christ. Today I've decided to read this from Corinthians. It's Corinthians chapter 1 verse 3. It's a letter. And what I like about it is how Paul writes to the Corinthians like they're right bloody idiots. Have a listen. Dear brothers and sisters, when I was with you, I couldn't talk to you as I would to spiritual people. I had to talk as though you belonged to this world, as though you were infants in Christ. I had to feed you with milk, not with solid food, because you weren't ready for anything stronger, and you still aren't ready. for you are still controlled by your sinful nature. You are jealous of one another and quarrel with each other. Doesn't that prove you are controlled by your sinful nature? Aren't you living like people of the world? I heard yesterday in church that even when I can't feel God, God is working on me. God is working me into the shape that he needs me to be in. What I wanted to ask you today is how you cope when you feel that you're not close to Christ. Surely there's more to this than just feeling okay. You know, if you want to feel okay, drink a bunch or take a bunch of drugs or eat a load of candy for temporarily at least. So that will offer you some sort of salve or at least distraction. Thanks for joining me. Let me know what you think about that letter.
Did he really just give everybody the advice to drink and do drugs if you just want to feel good? I don't know, y'all. I think this nigga's a demon.
I feel like
I think this nigga's a demon. I think this nigga's a demon.
Become a Christian in 7 days?
Oh my God. So y'all know how I always play that clip, right? Y'all know, I don't know if y'all know that this is who that clip is after.
That's the rule. That's the goal now. What are we doing? What's going on?
Okay. This guy right here, Tucker Carlson, that's who that's after.
No, I became a Christian both instantaneously, but over the entirety of my life. When it happened in an instant. It happened when I reckon, even though I wouldn't have termed it this way at the time, probably contemplating suicide. I was probably considering, is there a way out of this? And the reason was because of the allegations in the UK of criminal sexual conduct, specifically rape and sexual assault, at the same time as my son had been diagnosed with a heart condition, which we've discussed previously. And those two things happening simultaneously did something extraordinary to me, in so much as it was exposed to me that I heard it as a voice, like you just described. Sometimes you hear these voices. You've spent your whole life worshipping fame and sex. Well, now look, fame and sex have come together. Is this what you wanted? And all the time that I was famous, by the way, I think there would have been people that the only things they would have known about me is, oh, isn't that guy that was married to Katy Perry? And isn't that guy that likes always talking about sex and stuff and being all like a sexy rock star in movies? In your country, they might say that. And so those two things sort of compounded.
What that tells me, first of all, is you're trying to manipulate everybody by blending something that you've done to cause harm to somebody else, while like blended that with your child being hurt, your child being sick. So that means they are having empathy for you because, oh my God, your child's sick. But then at the same time, recognizing how you fuck somebody's child. That's manipulative. That's gross. He intentionally did that just in that moment. And then what he also then is explaining is how he felt he probably made Katy Perry feel like shit because eventually he's Katy Perry's husband and not Russell Brand. I think that would absolutely make him a terrible person to be with. And I can see him clearly like treating Katy Perry like shit off that alone.
Show me the nature of my worship. You have been worshipping false gods. You have been idolizing yourself, and fame can be glorious for the kingdom. He is a tool he can use. Sex, magnificent source of creation and connection, of course, but I was misusing those things. Now, when that hit me, even though I kind of understood it a little bit before, I didn't understand it as viscerally as I did in the new context of your son. I'll tell you this, man. There was a moment where I was walking my dear beloved dog Bear, and check out this thought. This is, I think, the tempter. I think this is the accuser. This thought occurred. What if your son, Laura's still pregnant, my wife is still pregnant. What if your son died and this could all go away? Would you accept that? And I sort of went, oh God, no. Like that. Like I sort of fell to my knees and I cried. I cried for thinking it. Like, how could you even think that? How could you even think that? And it's sort of
But you thought that because you're obviously like, maybe, I don't know, mentally unwell. I think you might have like some form of like personality disorder. I'm not a professional, I don't know. But that's what it feels like. It feels like you have some type of personality disorder. And if the world were fair, they'd lock men like you up in hospitals. But instead, they do it to women. But to me, I feel like what they do to gay people and women, because y'all know, I don't know if y'all know historically, a way to deal with strong-minded women or women with money and gay people is to put them in mental institutions and lobotomize them, either chemically or physically, take parts of their brain out and turn them into vegetables. I think that's what y'all should do with men that can't seem to not rape people. I think they should be put in hospitals and partially lobotomized. That way they won't be of harm to anybody or themselves. We bind you, Nancy.
Touched me a bit, that cry and that cleanse. In this period of contemplation, a friend of mine.
Yeah, him like spitting out the intrusive thoughts as if it absolves him for honestly admitting it is wild.
From a 12-step support group sent me a video of Rick Warren. And Rick Warren, I hadn't ever heard of Rick Warren. I don't know that Purpose-Driven Life sold 30 million. I don't know things like that. I'm not Christian. I don't care. Right? He sent me a video, and then I see it, and it's the most sort of slick televangelical TV show of like, hey, we're going to be speaking with Rick Warren. And I see Rick Warren. He's kind of beardy and plump. I'm like, what's all this? And then when he talked about like he's and like everyone too toothy, too tax breaky, like you're not going to get me with that. You're not getting me with like proper American evangelism. I'm clever. I'm British clever. I'm British working class clever. That might be the cleverest anyone can be. You'll never get me with that. But he talked about his son killing himself, and the way he spoke about his son killing himself, because for me, in my mind, this is Tony Robbins, like someone who I deeply admire, as a matter of fact. Like, I'm thinking Rick Warren, he must be like a personal coach kind of person who brings out your excellence or whatever. You know, I didn't even have a reference for what Christianity is, thinking about it now. So Rick Warren spoke about his son's suicide without shame, with pain and sorrow, but without any kind of indulgence of that. And I thought, what is that? What is that? What is that you can...
That is so, oh my God, that's such a profound acknowledgement, because it points out what I always point out to y'all, that Christianity offers people who carry a lot of shame and guilt a shield. He just expressed that I'm seeing a man that should have some shame and guilt, like he should be pained by that. And instead, he's not. And he's saying that Christianity creates the environment for him not to actually feel the pain he should be feeling. So now, as somebody that may be a sociopath, I don't know, this feels like a really good place for me to be, because Christians are allowed to not really feel, to not really emotionally connect. Because if you emotionally connect, for real, it would be hard for you to be so hateful, basically. And so that's why I think it's a breeding ground. Like Christianity within itself turns into like a breeding ground for these types of personalities. These types of personalities often take advantage of children. Are we seeing a connection, people? Are we seeing a connection in there? And I will always bring y'all back to the fact that the Jesus story essentially is about impregnating a teenage girl without her consent. I'm just saying.
If your child kills himself...
Did you become a Christian in 7 days?
He was about to say, because if your child kills yourself, you should probably feel some shame or guilt or responsibility in that. And the way you're standing there with no shame, guilt, or responsibility, I want to know how you do that and still get the praise of the people around you. Because if you're not draped in Christianity, you actually have to perform feeling bad about shit. But if you could just say that God gonna take care of it and God got it, then you don't have to be emotionally connected to it. That's another thing. Like Christianity allowing people to spiritually bypass feeling their feelings. He's clocking how that's happening and how that is a mechanism in Christianity that separates you from your body and separates you from having empathy for other people. Child. No tea, no shade, y'all. If you can deconstruct these things and follow yourself to the messaging that Jesus had for everybody, by God, you've done it. But if much of how you see your religion is a tool to look down on other people and cast stones at them, and especially if y'all so bothered by gay shit, but y'all be letting old men fuck on kids and y'all blame kids for it. Like y'all okay with people being murderers and rapists, but y'all can't stand for a motherfucker to be gay or like to put on a dress if they got a dick. Like, to me, y'all be worrying about wrong shit sometimes. That's it. That's all. Now let's move on, because I did want to talk about other fuck niggas, and that was with the Khloe and Lamar situation. And then we're going to get to Mary J. Blige, y'all, after we do this Khloe and Lamar shit, because I really wanted to talk about that and get that out the way. So I watched Lamar's Netflix special, right? To me, I feel like I'm glad that we're all on the same page with who Lamar Odom is, right? I think we all knew he was a crackhead, right? I think once he had that first heart attack and Khloe like helped him live again, breathe again, na na na. Hello. Don't do it. Go downstairs. Don't do it. Sorry, y'all. I don't have time for them with this. They want to be in here fighting and shit. They want to be in here tussling and shit. I'm trying to find a clip of Khloe talking. But basically, that nigga said that he didn't believe her when she said his daddy, his former crackhead daddy, told him to pull the plug on him when he had the heart attack in the hospital. I absolutely believe that shit. I absolutely believe that shit, y'all.
He's not a positive person. I don't think he has that
Also,
to give.
You're sitting on camera saying you married me for fame?
Yeah.
What?
Like, that's weak. It's all the conversation is very weak.
Yeah.
But I saw some TikTok was like, wait, am I such a fool because I thought they really loved each other, and the person was like, did anyone else feel that way? And I was like,
No, I think that's what you say now after your wife has left you and it's been a decade later,
yeah,
and
but
you
he
kind of
hasn't
have
said that,
mud on your face.
But he hasn't said that for years.
That was
he made
never the truth, KK.
What?
It was never true that he married you. He's saying that now.
No, but why is he saying it in his documentary?
Listen, please don't be disillusioned. He absolutely married you for fame. Were there other things that were beneficial about you guys' relationship? Absolutely. I absolutely think at some point he was grateful for the fact that you genuinely loved him. But this is what I mean when I tell y'all that a lot of men, right? A lot of men are using love as an illusion to get what they want to get out of women. Women fall in love and make all of these sacrifices and think that the person loves them the same way. And they come to find out that that is not the truth. That is not the case. There's always something prohibiting them from loving you the way you deserve to be loved or the way you want to be loved. And because of that, you'll excuse it away until you can't excuse it away anymore. And the truth of the matter is, Lamar Odom is a self-loathing drug addict. He's never going to be truthful or good for anybody. No, it's not just like you shouldn't feel like you've been cheapened, Khloe. Like, no, you shouldn't feel like, I understand what Malika is trying to get across. You should not feel like you were just being used for money and none of it was ever really real. No, you shouldn't feel like that, because men really do want women to be there for all of this shit. Like they want to have you and love on you and fuck you and use you and have you be there and take care of them and have an image of y'all being a cute little couple. Like, he did want those things with you. He did. I think he also wanted to be with a rich white woman. Yes, I think it was good for his career to be with you. I think it made him feel like he was finally showing up as the person he wanted to show up as while being with you. And yeah, that was all a part of it. But don't feel, I don't, because I understand exactly how that would feel. Like it was never really love and it was never really genuine. And I just kind of feel like to some degree it was, and to some degree it was not. But is it as simple as, oh, I just married you for money and because you were famous? I don't think it's that simple, because he didn't need to marry her. it helped. It helped, but they didn't need to get married. No, I think that he wanted to be the person that did all of those things. Like, I think he wanted to be that person. I don't think he was capable of it. And I do think he took advantage of her. And I think she knows he took advantage of her. She knows that. All of these men take advantage. That's why I said sometimes when I say things, people think that what I mean is that the man is always some evil, fucked up person. And I really want y'all to get that sometimes, yeah, they are, but other times they don't even realize how fucked up they are. They don't. They don't realize how fucked up they are. And they really hate themselves. That's why you have to, as a woman, you have to be about loving yourself and being okay with being alone and enjoying your own company, because you have to be very clear, because men are the craziest motherfuckers. And when I say this, it's because, like, yeah, like, no disrespect, men, but y'all be dumb sometimes. Like, y'all be slow. You know, as a woman, sometimes y'all come off as exhausting a bit, that y'all don't get shit sometimes. But then you control women's minds by making them think that y'all are all in love with them, and you manipulate the women. The women are having these very honest, you know, reactions to you, and you're like, oh, wow, she really like fucking with me. How can I fuck this up? Like, so I feel like as a woman, you know, you have to be hard on your boundaries and run a strict program, as the people say, because men, girl, they will take the mile when you give them the inch for nothing else other than they can. They don't always need some deep reason. There's always a deep reason, but you don't always need to know that there's a deep reason. You just need to know that they're moving a certain way, and moving in that way is harmful to you. And that's all you need to know. Women spend too much time. I spent too much time in my life trying to understand why motherfuckers was fucked up, instead of just recognizing they fucked up, and that's not your responsibility to fix, and it's not your responsibility to love them through it.
He's saying it now because that's the only leg he has to stand on.
That's insane.
He can't get you back.
But you're
he
asking
just texts
me.
me.
Right, but you're
Tell
asking.
KK we'll be family forever.
Right, but you're
so I
asking
don't understand
me
how
to
that
be
makes
in your
sense.
documentary. And behind the scenes, your friends, you guys are all saying how you were with me just for fame. That's like some up. Like, I feel so dumb. I spent hours and time doing this documentary as a favor. I'm not paid one penny.
Yeah.
I didn't do any, like, people are like, oh, I wonder how much she got paid. What?
Well,
Nothing.
look, it doesn't make him look good at all.
No, but I am also pissed that I'm even involved.
If that's his ego talking, and
regardless if it's his ego or not, what this is for Khloe in this moment, if you ask my opinion and you're here so you want it, my opinion is this moment is teaching you to stop overextending yourself to people who don't have the capability of giving it back to you. Just because you love them does not mean that you can give them access to you. This is why this is happening right now, because you still have not learned that lesson. And we know you haven't learned that lesson because we saw how your relationship with Tristan worked out and how much of a weirdo he is. So as a woman, you know, I believe you're being tasked with upping your fucking self-esteem, upping your discernment and your awareness, and not allowing disrespectful cunt booger men to take advantage of you because you want to feel loved. Love yourself enough to see that Lamar Odom is a black hole. And where there might have been an alternate universe where he could have been all the shit he pretended to be, in this one he is not. And that's all you need to know.
in some way is supposed to make him look like he doesn't care about Khloe. It didn't work. It doesn't even make him look good.
Listen, I let go the blow up sex doll he got made of me 2 years ago, which I thought was like the most sociopathic
Disgusting.
thing.
Yeah.
How violating, how gross. What is wrong with you?
Because he just does things for money.
And it's not just that. He doesn't respect you because you're a woman. And every man is being raised, groomed, in this society to believe that he is above a woman, even though evidence shows him that is not the case. Most men are living their lives with the aid of women, mothers, girlfriends, what have you, sisters. I don't know a man that is not insulated by women. One woman, two women, a few women. If they got a big enough family, they got aunties, cousins, and sisters. I know a lot of niggas that ain't shit, and they whole family will fight you about them. They are being raised to not have to be better people simply because they're men, which is why when y'all make excuses for men on the internet, like when I have people in my comments, what do you mean? Why don't you believe Boosie? Girl, where are you? Where is your head? Where is your head? Has it been with you? Y'all have got to stop being so blind to how problematic these men are. Y'all know they're problematic. You know they're dangerous, girl.
Or for fame. Like
Yeah,
he tries
it's like
to do things
attention.
for attention. Gross.
It's not just attention. He hates himself. So when they hate themselves like this, what I think is actually happening is the things that they do are a reflection of how they don't like themselves. So they do shit that they know will make other people hate them. So yeah, girl, that's like a thing. Moving on, let's get into Mary J. Blige, right? So there was some clips of Mary J. Blige. She did an interview with that one guy on YouTube who colors his hair and has a really amazing house in LA. And we have some clips from what Mary was saying on there, girl. And I'm so glad that Mary finally said it. I'm so glad that Mary like finally admitted this shit. Because we all knew it. We all knew it, girl. Okay, so it's this clip, and then we gonna get into that spicy chicken, you know, fresh lettuce, 3 cheeses, ranch dressing. Okay.
I wasn't always this.
Okay, see, I hate when y'all do that. Hold up. Am I not following him? I follow him on YouTube. No more pain. No more pain.
I remember being so nervous.
No more pain.
I think about
no drama, no more drama in my life.
if you do cook, what do you cook?
Stew chicken. Oh man, I used to be a monster. Like,
but I played the fool, gone through ups and downs, knowing all the time you wouldn't be around. Well, baby, I like the stress, 'cause I was young and restless, but that was long ago. I don't want to cry no more. No more tears and crying every night. No more waking up in the morning. I'm sorry. Girl. She crazy, but I love her.
1994, Mary was horrible.
What do you mean a monster?
I used to treat people so bad that on the No More Drama album, this is where my turn started to turn.
Okay.
And I noted.
I said, before I release this album, I need for someone to line up every person that I ever was disrespectful to. And I apologize to every last one of those people.
What?
I did. Ask anybody.
What was that experience like for you?
It was humbling, but it wasn't something I was afraid of.
Was anybody like, nah, you can't say sorry to me?
No, people, they were like, thank you so much, Mary.
Really?
We love you. We just want to work hard for you. We tell us what you want. We don't know what you want. We can't read your mind. People were so grateful for that apology. But I knew in my spirit that I had to do it because I was awful.
Wow, was that like something that you had worked through? Was that like something that had dawned on you, or did you work through that in that discovery in therapy?
It's something that dawned on me because I wasn't even in therapy then.
Okay.
During the No More Drama album, I was not in therapy. It was just something that came to me. And I was like, okay, God. And he was like, just get everyone you've ever cursed out, ever did anything to, and bring them. Even bring people that you don't know you did something to. And
That's crazy.
I apologize to everybody.
I also imagine what that does to your like the weight that brings off your back.
Yeah.
Right? Like the openness you also
Why you say she's an interesting individual? Interesting individual.
experience after something like that.
Yeah, it didn't stop the drama from happening, but it cleared up my conscience and it made another level of success
appear
open up for me. People wanted to work harder. They wanted to work on the album. They wanted to, and from that point on, I just been, you know, growing continuously into that person. Ah, man, I used to be a monster. Like, what? 1994, man.
Okay, so I want to say that to me, Mary J. Blige is still a motherfucker. Like, when you see Mary J. Blige on stage, Mary J. Blige still look like she not having a good time, girl. She still look like she mad at you hoes. She still look like she don't like you hoes. Okay? I saw Torre did a video. I didn't watch it. And I believe that he didn't get an apology. And to be honest, Torre, I would feel like there was reason for her not to. Because, you know, to be clear, you seem like the type of guy that would play like you were the nice guy or the good guy, but you would also be kind of grimy or sneaky or do weird shit for the validation of other men who have bullied you or punked you in some type of way, right? Like, I could see you being the type of nigga to, like, not really fuck with Diddy, but then, like, still be working with him and shit like that, still being underneath him, but also knowing he a whole ass nigga and shit like that, being scared and all of that, you know. But yeah, I kind of feel like I could see him being, you know, like being on some bullshit. So that happened. And also, she spoke on the Burger King commercial. And to be honest, as soon as I saw the clip about the Burger King commercial, I started laughing. Yeah. Mary was on drugs back then. Like, the early 90s, she was on drugs. She was also like, she was an alcoholic, on drugs, and in an abusive relationship with Casey Haley from Jodeci. So they was, you know, arguing and drinking and fighting and fucking, right? And touring and all of this shit. You know, don't forget this is somebody that worked under Diddy. So I do wonder, I do wonder what the real stories are behind Mary J. Blige. Like, you know, maybe what things she's actually, you know, been through. I don't think she'll ever say, you know, until maybe she gets old. She'll finally say, you know, something about the things that happened to her. But I don't think she escaped anything. I think that all of the things that happened to other girls happened to Mary too. I think Mary was one of those people that was probably assaulted very young in her life. So by the time she got into the music industry, you're already hardened, right? And then, you know, how do you deal with people making you feel unsafe in your own body, which is why sexual assault is such a fucked up thing to do to somebody. And, you know, because what it does, I think, and from what I understand, is replace the safety you feel in your own body. You feel betrayed by your body, and you also feel unsafe. Not just, you know, somebody might be doing something to you or feeling scared all the time, but also feeling the uncomfortableness in your body and as a relation to sex. Therefore, needing to be high and drunk and all of that when you're having sex in order to really fully enjoy it and let go. And then after you discover that, you know, you party and have sex with drugs and alcohol and it feels good, now you just living like that. And she was living like that for a long time. And I think I absolutely was like glued into Mary enough to know that No More Drama and that specific performance that she did, I think that was the Grammys where she performed No More Drama. And it was obviously a turning point. But then, you know, you're not that healed, right? Because then you go and get what Ken do, and then we got to deal with you being mad about having to pay that nigga spousal support.
Where you can yet laugh about that Burger King commercial.
No,
No.
I'm not, because I would never laugh at that, because my true, honest, true
Why?
fans did not think that shit was funny.
Not at the time, Mary. No. At the time, no, we didn't. No, at the time, it was like, Mary, you singing about chicken? Girl, what's going on with you? What's going on? She don't love herself. Like, that's how we felt about it, because like at the time, everybody is in there pro-black. You're not gonna keep playing with us, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because I think at that time we were all like annoyed with how black them fucking McDonald's commercials used to be. I don't know if y'all, but niggas used to be gliding and dancing down the street, popping out with a McDonald's bag. Like McDonald's used to have the blackest fucking commercials. And I think once we realized that McDonald's was like bad and how they was marketing to the black community at some point, it was still, you know, McDonald's 365 black. It was still that. But I think as a collective, we were getting tired of people playing on like certain tropes when it came to black people. Also, this was prior to COVID. So huge stars were not doing commercials like that. Huge stars did not do commercials. And she decided to let them people buck her up to do crispy chicken, fresh lettuce, 3 cheeses, right? You was about to get bucked up about a crispy chicken wrap from McDonald's because Mary J. Blige was singing it to you, bitch. I mean, from Burger King, y'all, not McDonald's, Burger King. And Burger King, honestly, this was kind of like, I wish that Burger King would have thought a little bit harder about this, because Burger King really did have a niche for using black music in their ads. So McDonald's would use black people in the ads and just ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it, okay? And then Burger King would hit up all of them fucking disco songs from the 70s and the early 80s in they commercials and shit. Like I can remember the yeah, fire. I remember when they used to be doing that one all the time for the Flame Brawl Burger shit. You know what I'm saying? Burning. Like they used to pick a lot of really good like disco era songs to play for their commercials. So like, and I know because I was a Burger King girl. Like, you know, back in the day when you used to feel like you had to choose between Burger King and McDonald's, bitch. And I was a Burger King girl, especially for breakfast and for them fucking long ass chicken sandwiches that used to be the lick, the bread on the fucking old school original chicken sandwiches. Bitch, don't play with me, okay? I used to be down there after school down to the Burger King. In the morning, I was down to the Burger King, bitch. I wanted to go to Burger King this morning, but I was not getting out my bed. I wanted a fucking egg and cheese croissant. Okay, I used to get the ham, egg, and cheese croissant. Eventually, I stopped really liking eating ham all the time. So I would just get the egg and cheese croissant with strawberry jelly, bitch. Then sometimes you would get the Cindy Minis. Then one time, a ladybug must have been in the bottom of the box when they put the goddamn Cindy Minis in there. So I picked the Cindy Mini up, and it's a dead ladybug under that bitch. That canceled Cindy Minis for me. And so we moved back to the French toast sticks, which were really like at the beginning. Burger King breakfast used to be a motherfucker, okay? So I say all that to say it was not the time for that type of shit. But now that we have removed ourselves from it, Mary, this is a part of your problem, your inability to laugh at yourself. Mary seems like the type of person that's miserable because you take yourself too seriously. I understand that we were mad about that back then. Yes, but that shit is funny, bitch. I didn't even hear you talk. And I was scrolling and I saw the post and I just started laughing because I instantly started thinking about the song.
The whole way that shit went down was wrong. The whole way they shot it was wrong. It was set up to make exactly what happened in the press happen like that.
You really feel that way?
Yep. And so it's still not a laughing matter to me.
Yeah.
You know, because I was deeply, deeply affected. Now, I learned a lot from it.
Yeah.
But it's not something I'm like, no, it's not fucking funny. But laugh, you motherfuckers, if you want. Still, I don't care.
I hear that.
But the bottom line is, my fans were confused. The real, true fans, not the people that whatever.
Dip in and dip out.
Yes, but the people was like, "What's going on?" And I didn't really know what was going on.
Right.
But I had bad representation, bad management, bad everything, and everybody dropped the ball. And I'm holding everything.
Yeah.
That was a learning curve, but it's still not funny.
I'm glad that you're open to this because I think that people
No, Mary looked like she don't let the smile really hit her eyes for nothing. Like she looked like one of them people that look like they mad when they first start laughing. Girl, you thought you didn't know what was happening.
think or have a feeling that because it has been some time, right? Because you see people like doing renditions of the song online. You see people now having a totally different, in some ways, having a totally different perspective on that as it's just content. But that's your life.
That doesn't feel good still.
Wow.
But I learned from it though. It doesn't feel good because I was getting clobbered for no fucking reason. But it did show me something. 1 minute people are with you, and 1 minute they are not. It showed me just how fickle the game is, and it showed me exactly who my friends were.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of my so-called friends are not around anymore.
No way. Because of that?
I was like a disease to people. And nobody wanted to be affiliated. So
Mary, I don't think it was just the chicken, bitch. I don't think it was just the Burger King commercial. I think that you had turned a lot of people off anyway. And you think that that was the moment where they didn't show up for you, not realizing they probably had been not fucking with you. And also being in that relationship with that man, I'm sure you were already isolated and didn't even realize it.
the people this is where I learn, I go where I'm celebrated at. Because they would treat me like I was a disease or something.
Yeah.
So I said, I know how to do this. Thank you, Lord, for the lesson. Thank you for getting me through it. Now I know how people get down.
Yeah.
And that was the blessing in the whole thing. Just learning how fucked up and fickle people are.
And not even just that. I don't like that you take no accountability in the fact that you was Mary J. Blige and you wasn't supposed to be dancing on no fucking stage for no Burger King commercial. Especially not at that time. That just wasn't a good idea. That wasn't good for your brand. And that wasn't a good idea, bitch. Why is you mad? Because everybody was offended by the fact that you was up there, a black lady with a shortcut singing about chicken. Like that you should have known that that was like a faux pas from the beginning.
One day with you, when you hot, the minute some shit happens that you can't even explain, they gone.
I'm glad to know that because sometimes you have this you without really knowing a thing, you have this opinion that like, okay, cool, it's all good now, and people participate in stuff that you don't know is still hard, that still has like some real hard feelings, real deep wounds, I should say.
Everything is not funny.
Straight up.
But people laugh. Everything is, everything is. Nah, shit is,
It's actually
everything is not funny.
It's actually not. Where you can yet laugh.
This is the smile when I'm trying not to laugh.
Chicken wraps.
Mary?
Crispy chicken, fresh lettuce, 3 cheeses, French dressing wrapped up in
In 2012, Mary? And like, I'm honestly mad at you that you didn't know that that was a bad decision. Like, shame on you, Mary. Shame on you that you didn't know that that was a bad decision. Ooh, Lord. Yeah. 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 Okay. Let's move on from Mary, child. Y'all pray for Mary, okay? I pray for Mary. Mary is falling in lines of the women that she came after. You know what I'm saying? Like, she definitely gives a Aretha Franklin, Anita Baker mean bitch tea. You know what I'm saying? She gives a mean bitch tea, you know. My God, girl. You know, you ain't gotta be like that. Why you gotta be like that? Let's get into Stormy Wellington, y'all. So I listen. I remember when Stormy Wellington was on a reality show called what was it on the pole? Something beyond the pole, you know, beyond strippers, girl. There are some women that because they were pimped out at a young age, right? Because somebody pimped them, that's how they learn to relate to other people. And so I think Stormy is one of those people. Stormy doesn't know how to not be a pimp, how to not be manipulative of other people and take advantage of what they don't know. Okay? So, first of all, okay, with the heart of a scammer, with the heart of a scammer. Coach Stormy hit with lawsuit by the Federal Trade Commission over false advertising, claims to promote her multi-level marketing business, promising to make people millionaires. Low vibrational. Y'all remember, she told everybody their food in their plates was low vibrational. I'm not reading all of that. I heard that she settled with the FTC, which was the smartest thing for her to do.
When you're on the brink of greatness, the enemy will try to steal, kill, and destroy your confidence.
Man, bro, where my shit at, bro? Anytime y'all bring up the enemy, anytime y'all bring up the motherfucking enemy, bitch, I really want for Kane to hit you in the mouth, okay? Proverbially, not really. I don't condone violence.
Your focus and to try to distract you. But your responsibility is to stay focused at all costs. No matter what tries to come your way, when you know who you are and whose you are, you don't let...
Oh, who's your gods? That means if you scam people and take advantage of them, you don't have to be held accountable because you belong to Jesus. And when you belong to Jesus, he died on a cross. And him dying on a cross means that you can do whatever the fuck you want to do and fuck over whoever you want to fuck over. Okay, you could be a scammer, a charlatan, a Judas, you know what I'm saying? You could be a pedophile, girl. You could be anything fucked up. And all you got to do is be like, God, please forgive me. Please. And God gonna be like, you are forgiven. And then you just, spiritual bypass, bitch, responsibility, repairing, being better. Girl, what? Get the fuck out my way. I mean, going to heaven.
Little things throw you off your A game. Little things. And so just remember to stay focused no matter what adversity comes your way, no matter who tries to come up against you.
Bitch, all that money and you ain't changed the batteries in that motherfucking fire detector, and you hoes love talking about that y'all alarm system. You a liar. You a liar.
Know that you are a child of God, and as a child of God, you got to know that no weapon formed against you shall be able to prosper. So
right? Exactly. You are Jesus' child. You can do whatever you want to do to people. It's of no consequence. Girl, as long as you say that you belong to God, girl, you can murder somebody in the goddamn street. Ain't nobody gonna care. God told me to do it.
The weapons form. You don't allow them to prosper. So have a good night, everybody, and just know that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. They're gonna form. They've been forming since I was a baby. Almost they made it. That's how much they've been forming. But no weapon can prosper unless I allow it.
So that's what she said, right? At first. I love it. I love the music. It was done very, very well if you are easily manipulated. Okay, then we have a little bit more, okay?
Basically, my career has been significantly affected by, obviously there are some people that I guess, I don't know where this came from. I really don't know how this happened. My career has been significantly affected by the allegations. Basically, my career has, but the truth is, what has happened is already in the past. One of the things that I have to change is my messaging. You know, being a serial businesswoman, entrepreneur, network marketer, there are some things that I use as strategies. You know, I'm a manifest. But the truth is, so I believe that life and death is in the power of the tongue. I believe that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I believe that you can manifest by affirmations and affirmations. But I learned through this experience that you can't do that when you become a woman of my caliber. You can't. So I believe that life.
You can't get up here and say that everybody's going to be a millionaire and then not really make people no millionaires. That starts to become false advertising. And not you merely trying to manifest things and spiritually speaking. That's the thing. They start to mix those things because it's what they call it, y'all, prosperity preaching. It makes you feel like because you're making money, that's the sign that God loves you, that you're making money. And even though I feel like on some level, being awarded in life for good deeds is an extension of God, but also an extension of what you put into this world. It annoys me that y'all really think that money, which you call the root of all evil, is also the thing that dictates if God loves you or not. Like a lot of people really feel like that. Like, you know, I must be fucking up in life because God ain't blessing me with a whole bunch of money. Ignoring all of the systemic and systematic issues.
And death is in the power of the tongue. I believe that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. I believe that you can manifest by affirmations and affirmations. But I learned through this experience that you can't do that when you become a woman of my caliber. You can't, sir. I believe.
Do you admit that you may
She got lip injections and it's so unnecessary.
have misled some people?
I tell everybody the same thing. If you go to buy a Tylenol from the store and it says it's gonna, you know, get rid of your headache, and it doesn't get rid of your headache, did that negate the?
Do you admit?
Did that negate the fact that hundreds of thousands of people took a Tylenol and they got rid of their headache? It just didn't work for you. So the truth is, I'm not gonna negate what I have done. I'm not gonna.
There are also a lot of studies that show antihistamines aid in pain management. So unless people are doing studies in order to prove that you are more than likely successful, that's a false equivalency, bitch. Nice try. Nice try. But that does not work in this instance because in order for Tylenol to become what it has become, people needed to do studies. And it needed to be overwhelmingly effective in order for us to be using antihistamines and Tylenol the way we do.
Also negate that there are people that may have thought that they was gonna make certain monies but didn't do the work. So I'm being very sincere. Did that negate the fact that hundreds of thousands of people took a Tylenol and they got rid of their headache? It just didn't work for you. So the truth is, I'm not gonna negate what I have done. I'm not gonna also negate that there are people that may have thought that they was gonna make certain monies but didn't do the work. So I'm being sincere about the sensitivity of, can you have been someone that thought that you were gonna make millions of dollars and didn't make it? But if you were real, did you do the thing that you were supposed to do to make the money?
The blaming the victim, y'all, I did TLC. So I know it's a multi, you know, level marketing bullshit pyramid scheme. I know now. I didn't know then. I know now. Okay. Because some of these things were very like prevalent in 2015 to 2018. And so a lot of us did not know any better. And I also was not like a big person that's always trying to recruit somebody. I was more so sales. Okay. Like I'll sell you some shit. Especially if I'm using it myself. And I would never sell people shit that I didn't do first myself. I would, you know, that's just not the way I do shit. I honestly feel like I would much rather be paid to talk to people and to talk on stage before I get paid to always be selling y'all some fucking product. That doesn't feel real for me. So that's why I only do certain things. And a lot of people are on YouTube constantly selling shit, and on TikTok constantly selling shit. No, I don't. Why, girl? Can't I just tap dance?
Money. The truth is, I'm not gonna deny who I am and what I've done in real life. Sincere about the sensitivity of, can you have been someone that thought that you were gonna make millions of dollars and
Yeah, nah. I definitely feel like you knew that the people wasn't gonna make that money. you knew that you were taking advantage of these women's low self-esteem. That's the reason why you could tell somebody that they fucking plate was low vibrational. What kind of stupid ass shit is that? That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Can nobody make me eat no plate like that? Listen to me. That's pimp talk, y'all. That's pimp talk, and that's abusive shit. Because please understand that a lot of people and men are working from a pimp handbook, especially women that have been holed out before. Like I believe, Stormy, who was a stripper at like 13, 14 years old or some shit like that. Okay? This lady, the way her mind works is constantly to be trying to do what she can do for her overall goal, which means that she's not truthful, she's manipulative, and it's an automatic thing, like it's a mechanism in her. So understand that you can't expect for people to act out of the normalcy of how they act. This lady is always like knocking people down a few pegs when she talks to them. When somebody is always doing that, is because they want you to be insecure. And why would they want you to be insecure? Because they want to exploit your insecurities. That's why. They want to make money off of you being insecure, which means that you're never really going to be able to get where they are most of the time, because in order to keep the shit going, you have to be beneath them. So even if you could have made the money, they might even sabotage your ass because they need you to be constantly looking up to them for wisdom, because that's what they feed off of. In order to look like a good person, I done made this person a millionaire. I done made that person a millionaire. She likes to say that all the time, and it hypes people's head up. But when you see the way she talked to somebody about a low vibrational plate, and you couldn't make me take no plate like that, you're down talking that lady to make her feel bad about yourself and to make yourself seem as if you have some understanding that she doesn't have, so she need to be trying to drink from your well. And that means that she's gonna come to you offering all of her money and all her worldly goods so that you can give her what you are promising her. And that's not actually going to happen. You're going to get all of the praise. You're going to get her money. And all she's going to get is you playing yo-yo games with her self-esteem. Either building her up to make sure that she keeps giving, or breaking her down to make sure that the power dynamic is still in place. More evidence of her being a pimp. Watch her manipulate further.
Reason why I don't stop. Because I know you need me. They would love for me to quit, for you to be out here by yourself. It ain't happening. Real talk. That's what the enemy would love to see, me give up and you by yourself. And that ain't happening. I got your back. Just have mine. That's it. And I mean that. They want to see me quit, girl. They want to see my people out here with no leadership, girl. This is like for real. This is serious.
Girl, no. People want you to stop scamming. People want you to stop being a disrespectful pimp-like figure selling people dreams. You might as well be a pastor, bitch.
Because if I quit, who gonna lead the people and the black community? Who got...
Stormy, you think you're leading the black community right now, my girl? I ain't seen you yet to a mother. Like, has she been to a march? Has she been to a voter registration? Has she been down there lobbying the laws to make sure that the women get the access to the health care for their coochies? Girl, what is you talking about? Maybe she's done some of these things and I'm just unaware.
Got the voice and the energy like me. Girl, I ain't quitting, girl. That's what they want me to do. This is a plot for me to fold. And on
that bob is bobbing though. That bob is bobbing though.
That I know phones is closed. That ain't close a fold around here. No, I'm not folding, girl. That's what this is, girl. Yeah, that's all it is. That's what this is. For me to be reading this stuff.
Also, whenever people tie their outcome to yours, that's a manipulation. So when she said, they want me to quit, but if I quit, then who gonna help you? And you know, I'm staying in this so I can have your back, and I just need you to have mine. So first, you making it seem like in order for me to be successful, you need to be free. I need you. Then you say you need me to have your back, as if that's like a fair, exchange, that I require something from you at this time. In order for me to help you, you got to help me. That's manipulative. That's manipulative. And then you crying and all of that, making it seem like you a victim. And also, they want me to quit. Who the fuck is they? Who the fuck is they? Who is they? Because y'all create invisible demons that y'all are fighting, and y'all are really just fighting your lack of integrity, girl. You're fighting consequences to your actions knocking at your door, wanting the money on the back end.
I'm mad about stuff, man. I can't. How?
Yes, Diddy did do something very similar in that documentary with his sons, telling them that they need to do something. He can't do nothing, but they need to do something. They need to help him.
Look at my life. How could I not think that this don't come with adversity, man? What am I supposed to do? Be mad and sad? I can't. And I know that there are people right now that's mad and I ain't sad. I'm only
You're crying. You're crying right now. Which emotion do you want us to have?
A little energy with tears right now because I'm grateful, but I also want you to know you gotta win. If it wasn't for you and a few other people, girl, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't do this.
And now it's, I want you to feel like I'm doing this for you. Like this is something I'm putting myself through for you. I'm martyring myself for you. So that means you need to stick beside me. All of this is a manipulation for whoever she's talking to stick beside her.
I need you to win, and I know you need my leadership. But me and you so good, you ain't never gonna not have my leadership because I'm never leaving your life because I know you know what it is. I'm not leaving you. That's what the enemy want to hear. They want to see you out here by yourself, and I'm not gonna be that girl. I'm not gonna be that sister that give up on you or the people that know believe in me. Trust me, they want me to do that. I'm not doing it to y'all, and that's all. And I'm happy like there's a few of y'all that made me say no, not on my watch. Y'all not gonna be out here by yourself. Don't know what the hell to do. Now when I know y'all got it, that's a different story, and that's why I need y'all to really be taking notes for real. Keep it up in you so you know what to do. So when the pivot does happen one day, you like, I already know what to do. She gave me the whole place, so y'all can say what y'all want. Follow me. That's it. It's about the legacy is in the mind, man. So I just want you to know, I know what this is about, and I'm not gonna fold, man. I'm just gonna change my message because I know that I'm greater than just a check. It ain't the money that you should be happy about with me. It's the mindset of who you become that should make you excited to work with Stormy Wellington. Not the money. The money is the last thing. You can get money anywhere. But who can help you to become a woman, a wife? A woman, I'm not even married, but I can teach you how to be a wife. Because I've always been a wife. I just attracted my...
Girl, what? How you gonna, I ain't even a wife and I could teach you how to be a wife. That's another thing I want y'all to stop saying. And I'm gonna say this because I love y'all. Because I remember I got into it with somebody and I had to unfollow her because she pissed me off. Because I was like, bitch, talking about I'm raising my daughters to be wives. Girl, what? You need to be raising them to be full accomplished young women. You need to be raising them to be full human beings that are walking around in this life, depending on themselves, having their own dreams and aspirations. But if that means that you're teaching them how to cook and clean and wash their coochie and take care of a household, then yeah, that would be what you teach a woman in order to just be a woman. But in order to be a wife, it sounds like you're raising your daughters in servitude to make sure that they can go and find a guy out there to take control of their lives. And I don't know if you've seen these new niggas out here, but I think that's terrible, terrible advice to send your daughters out into the world of the 2020s with the expectation that y'all gonna get some type of marital situation that most people don't have even now or before. Most of these niggas ain't marrying the girls like that. A lot of people are married, y'all, still, yes. But it's always been like a ball and chain situation. So it's very annoying to me that people are like, I'm raising my daughter to be a wife, but nobody ever says they're raising their sons to be husbands. Y'all don't say that. Y'all say that y'all raising them to be men, which means you raising them to not be gay.
Husband. And when the time comes, we will be. I just want you to know I'm not quitting. That's what I want you to know. I'm not going to be the girl that you be like, damn. And then I could quit right now and you'll understand. This will be the perfect time for me to say, Sheila, I'm passing the torch on to you. I quit. And you will understand. But guess what? I know that. And the enemy knows that. And you wouldn't even be mad. I'm not doing that to you. I'm not going to leave you until you get what I know you were supposed to get. I promise you that. That is my word to you.
So she one of the people that has not made the millions. And what Stormy sound like she's saying is, I'm not going to leave you until you make the $1 million. Because I know you ain't got it yet.
That is my word to you. The reason why I don't stop. Because I know you need me. They would love for me to quit, for you to be out here by yourself. It ain't happening. Real talk. That's what the enemy would love to see me give up and you by yourself. And that ain't happening. I got your back. Just have mine. That's
Yes,
it.
Bob.
And I mean that. They want to see me quit, girl. They want to see my people like with no leadership. Girl, this is like for real. This is serious. Because if I quit.
Okay, listen. Oh, Lord, they be activated. You know when a bitch get a bob, she about to go to court. Okay, very serious things going on, bitch. Get that Dora the Explorer bob popping and let's go to court, bitch. Okay?
So that's why I don't really.
All right, and it says interview resurfaces of Coach Stormy after allegations of nearly 80% of her clients making $0. Yeah, bitch, you got to have better stats than that. You got to have better stats than that. That's terrible stats, bitch. What were you thinking about? You got to do better than that. Oh, my God.
Allow too many black women to have just any kind of proximity to me.
Do you feel like there's this kind of underlying notion that there's only room for one black girl at the table, especially in corporate?
I do believe that is what it looks like. So it's funny because I have made up in my mind that I'm gonna be that one black girl at the tables. Black women, we could be real mean, real nasty to each other, judgmental to each other, not supportive of each other. Oh, how many successful tables have you seen in real life? For real, 4 and 5 and 6 black women at the table. It just doesn't seem to work. So it's like, let me bring one of y'all who got a lot of opinion and a lot of understanding.
So now a bunch of black women can't get nothing done. Now it's black women collectively fault because we can't get nothing done. Even though you over there talking to bitches like they stupid and judging them based on what they eating off a picnic plate, off a styrofoam plate. Y'all both eating off styrofoam plates. And because she put more food on her plate than you put on yours, you can fat shame her because that's what you were doing, bitch. And now you gonna get up here and act like you just can't take some women with you? Bitch, what? Girl, what? You sound real mad. This sound like something you saying subliminally to the women who called the FTC on your fuck ass.
And about the culture. Let me bring one, because if I bring 3 or 4 y'all, it's gonna be too much cattiness. I'm a victim of that. I've dealt with that my whole life. I'm the girl that's trying to elevate us, and I get beat up, I get abused, I get, talked about, I get, just disrespected. And so that's why I don't really allow too many black women to have just any kind of proximity to me.
Yes, no, girl. Tylenol would not still be in business with those types of stats. Let me tell y'all something. I've taken Tylenol enough in my life. Tylenol PM is my fave. Okay? Tylenol PM is my favorite go-to sleep aid. As a person that sleeps light and don't always sleep, fully sometimes, girl. Tylenol PM is going to get you the appropriate amount of sleep and you still going to wake up. Okay? I don't get groggy on Tylenol PM. It might be because I'm used to it. Also, when it comes to headaches and shit like that, with the exception of Excedrin, okay, because that's where I go, okay, most of the time for the headaches, girl. But yeah, I keep Tylenol PM, Excedrin, and Bayer, okay, because I'm old now and your body hurts, okay? Like the reason why I'm sitting here right now having so much fun with y'all is because I took 2 Excedrin and now my head don't hurt as much. It's still tight, but I'm all right.
So that's why I don't really allow too many black women to have just any kind of proximity to me.
Do you feel like there's this kind of underlying notion that there's only...
She a raggedy ass bitch. You done made most of your business off the back of gullible ass black women. And that's what you get up and say? Raggedy some of my bitch. Raggedy some of my bitch. Oh, shit. I forgot. Damn, y'all. I forgot about this other clip. Let me make sure I finish everything with this. And we're going to have to go back to Mary for a second because I forgot about this clip that I wanted to play. Damn. Okay. We might have to wait until tomorrow to talk about y'all some DV shit that went down. Because I don't want to be up here too much longer. Because we do have the Ooh Ladies First panel tonight at 8:30 on Niecy's channel. So I wanna be off of here in a few. Okay, so what were we just talking about? What we just talking about, y'all? We was just talking about Coach Stormy. Coach Stormy's daughter. That's the clip. That's the last thing I wanted to play before I moved on from here. That's what I was looking for. Okay, so because Coach Stormy's daughter had to come out and defend her mom, but it's given you're only defending her because now y'all are in a good place and you don't want her to lose everything because you're probably still dependent upon her in some way. But like, no, girl, like to me, we can't trust you because you an abuse victim, girl. Like, especially when it's your parent. When your parent is abusive towards you, we cannot trust anything you say when you defend your parent. I'm sorry. Unless you're speaking out against them, I probably won't believe you. And I would still question you speaking out against people. You know, I question everything. But when it comes to her, I just feel like after what we know about what happened between she and her daughter, like, ain't nobody about to believe you, girl. That's your mama. Of course you're going to lie for her when the feds is watching.
She scammed me too. I didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask her to push me out and bring me into this world where I gotta pay bills. God, they got us down here paying for water, God. God, they got us down here paying for electricity. God, they got us paying for food that grow on trees. So she scammed me too by bringing me into this world that I didn't ask to come into. But you know what else she scammed me into? She scammed me into believing in myself. She scammed me into seeing like, wow, if my mama could do it, if this black woman that had, you know, she was a teenage mother, she was a stripper, she, you know, the whole story that some people have. If my mama been through that and she can make millions, multi-millions, and help other people do it too that might be trying to give her their ass to kiss now, but let's not forget she helped you put food on the table for your family. But if she could do that,
y'all have to get out of this idea that just because somebody helped somebody one time, that means that you can like abuse somebody endlessly and they never say anything about it because a couple of times they helped you. Because that's how abusers do. Abusive people know that they're abusive. That's why we also call them predatory, because they are seeking out people who have weaknesses for them to exploit, which means they are watching you, scoping you, and peeping you, which means they know they have to come giving you something that you want in order to get you hooked. And whatever they use to get you hooked, they will then use as a way to like pull loyalty from you, which means you'll self-abandon for their validation.
it was like, wow, I can do it too. My mom scammed me into believing, wow, I don't have to be a rapper or an actress to make money. I could be an entrepreneur. So tell me how she scammed you, because that's how she scammed me. She scammed.
When you Girl, that sounds so dumb. That sounds so dumb. You beautiful, but that sounds so dumb, girl. That was so dumb. Why would you even say that? Why would you come to us and say that? Like, that was just really dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just dumb. Girl, no. No. Absolutely the fuck not. No, we're not doing that with you. We're not going along with that buffoonery. Very quickly, Amy and Dwight. So it seems as if Dwight has dropped his restraining order against his estranged wife, Amy Luciani. So Amber was ordered to stay at least 100 yards away from Dwight, his Georgia home, and 2 of his children. She was also barred from contacting him in any form, including social media. In court filings, Dwight alleged Amy threatened to punch him in the throat and also threatened to kill whoever was in the car with him during a recent incident. He further checked the box in the restraining order paperwork claiming Amy threatened him with a knife, gun, or other deadly weapon. However, it appears Dwight wants to move past the alleged threats as he has now dropped the restraining order. His attorney told TMZ that doing so was a necessary step toward an amicable split. The lawyer also noted that Dwight is asking for peace and privacy from the public as the divorce proceedings continue. Amy previously pushed back against the restraining order, telling Us Weekly, Dwight is pulling any string of retaliation to cover up another one of his many wrongdoings. The protective order is completely false because I did not lie to the police when Dwight asked me to the day his daughter was removed by CPS. Dwight is reaching low to retaliate in an attempt to silence me. If you recall, Dwight filed for divorce last month after Amy claimed his daughter had been taken by Child Protective Services. She also accused him of having a serious drug problem. Okay? So funny enough, what Dwight said, okay, the other Dwight on social media said that a little birdie told him that Dwight's situation actually got, the judge said he was lying. Let me see if I can find it. Hold up. Y'all know what I always do randomly now? Oh my God. Oh my God. What is that? I don't know why. Okay. Blame Cardi B. Whoever is on my live right now and continues to keep singing that goddamn Mary J. Blige, please stop. Please stop. I can hear you.
Wait
Here you go. I had to go a couple of ones back. Okay.
a minute. Hold up. Because this one is hot off the press. This is an exclusive. And it's like the situation with the two of them is the gift that keeps on giving. Literally. Now, this is all allegedly, of course, but it's from a really reliable source. And that little birdie told me that Dwight Howard lost in court 2 days ago when it comes to that temporary order of protection that a judge granted towards Amy Luciani. But for some reason, a lot of the big media outlets are not covering this yet. My source is saying that Dwight Howard allegedly was dishonest to the court in order to obtain said order of protection. And it is my understanding that now Dwight Howard is going to publicly have to come forward and tell the truth about him being dishonest regarding Amy Luciani's behaviors. This whole situation just gets ghettoer and ghettoer. I don't even know if ghettoer is a word, but it is today. Wait a minute.
So, yeah. But that's not what he came out and told TMZ, apparently. He came out and told TMZ that he dropped the charges. Not that the judge said, you're lying. I'm tired of this. Get out of my court, Dwight. Girl, this is a mess. And this is one of them times where the man is wrong, but I don't feel bad for the woman because you have eyes and ears. Why do y'all always need to go through things personally in order for you to see that a man ain't shit? It'll be so much evidence out here on the streets. Just look around, girl. Evidence all over the streets. Evidence all over the streets. I don't know what's happening. So I want to do 2 last things and then I'm going to get off of here. So hopefully, like up the video. Can y'all like the video? Also, again, we're going to Mauritius. It's in Africa. We're going there for another Reset by Design Wellness Retreat, which is Black women only. Black women only. Right. Okay. And if you guys would like to come along, because, it's a great place to, relax, relate, release. It's a great environment for that. If you have good energy, if you like to travel, if you want to go somewhere with help, like with people there with you, Reset by Design Wellness is the perfect situation. We also have a group trip that's happening in Vietnam next year. Looking forward to that one. We'll see where we are by the time we get to that. But September is right around the corner. And so if you would like to join us in Mauritius, and, you know, I'm sure it'll be a lovely experience because Ty does not miss when it comes to the luxurious accommodations, okay? So the link is down below in the description box if you would like to come with us to Mauritius in September, okay? Listen, me and Lyric went and got global entry when we came back in the country. I had to replace my passport, so I got a brand new passport, and it has like that plastic piece in the middle. Girl, I don't know. I love my passport. And then shout out to Miss Lorraine, because Miss Lorraine was one of the women who is one of my subscribers and came on the trip. She got me a passport cover. Guys, y'all like my passport cover? Isn't it cute? Okay. So, you know, the people out there that you know, are selling, or, you know, doing the you know, if you're in the weed economy, girl, and you need advertisement, hit me up. Okay. I saw Tidra Moses. Y'all know the singer. She's from New Orleans, and I think she just got her own line of green. And I was just kind of like, girl, I was looking like she did like some type of, like, you know, little pop-up shop. And I was like, girl, were you here? I was like, girl, were you home? Why didn't I know about this? Okay, no, but she wasn't here. But I was like, oh shit. And then I think the lady we're about to talk about next, which is the second to last story, which is Christian Keys and Eva, I want to say Eva Pickford, but y'all know Eva the diva. Okay. Yeah, girl. Christian Keys is back on live, throwing subliminals and shots at people. Just, you know, living up to the light skin name. Y'all say I'm light skinned, so y'all gonna leave me alone. Cause I know, like, sometimes when I say shit about light skinned girls, like, the light skinned girls be mad. And I'll be like, girl, suck it up. You'll be okay. You're a light skinned girl. Okay? Live in your privilege. Stop acting like an asshole. Okay? You'll be okay. Wait, this nigga's acting really light skinned.
It'll live out. All the Queen's Men will live out in the books for a while. You won't see any of the actors who played Madam or Midnight or Babyface or Trouble or Fuego or anybody on that bootleg tour, the Sprinter Van tour. You won't see them in anything else, any of the shows that I just sold and the shows that I'm selling. If I give you an opportunity and you show up and you inebriated or you're unprofessional, I'm not hiring you again. I'm not allowing you to be on my projects again. So, you know, you had a good run with all the Queen's Men. Yeah, but you don't get to treat something I've worked on for 16 years like a music video and expect me to continue to allow you to be employed on my project, on my show. It'll live out. All the Queen's Men.
Yeah, bruh. Like, so that was what he said. Okay. I don't know who he was talking about. Okay. It says Christian Keys went on live and said most of the cast members are currently on what he's calling a bootleg Queen's Night Out tour, and that if the show were ever to continue beyond season 5, none of them would be back, not even Madam. And it's like, oh shit, your main character wouldn't be back? Nigga, what? What happened, baby? I thought y'all was friends, baby. What happened? Let me see if I can find. Here it is. Here it is, everybody. Like the video. Thank you so much for being here. Why add a tattoo, Paula? Because you spend a lot of time. Okay? Because you spend a lot of time at the tattoo place. That's why. Christian Keys. Eva Marcel said, warning. Do not speak on me, period. Please, positive vibes only. I have stayed out of all of your messy, messy, messy mess. keep your misery and victim behavior far away from me. God's child, winners only. Oh, Eva. That's such a lame thing to say. Do not tell any lies about me, and I will not tell the whole world the truth about you. The reason why I say that's lame, y'all, is because at all times, everybody is a loser and everybody is a winner at different times in their life, right? So when you assign yourself as a winner and others as a loser, I think there's a level of delusion in how you're viewing yourself when you say shit like that. The lack of humility. But people love calling themselves God's favorite, and I'm not really gonna argue with y'all about it. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm just making observations, okay? Do not tell any lies, okay, about me, and I will not tell the world the truth about you. Go on in life with peace. As a creator, I created yesterday, I create today, and I will create tomorrow. Just create again and let go of bitterness. It is not becoming of a seasoned man of your big age. Listen, it was a nice, nasty read, and she's not wrong, because I feel the same way. I feel the same way about the way people hold on to things instead of using that energy for the next thing. Use the energy for the next thing. Move on from here. You are only harming yourself when you decide to stay angry about things. Like, I feel like, that's a step, that's a step some people are not like willing to go in their growth journey, girl. But me personally, I absolutely had to master my anger because people often weaponized it against me. And again, I tell y'all, I am a Gemini, and we want to go to hell. Like, we want to go to hell on you. Like, that's what we want to do. Very important that we don't, but we be wanting to. Gotta be safe out here, okay? Because sometimes you put yourself in people's ire, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it sometimes, and you have to learn that. And I think a lot of people don't really understand that sometimes. So, Miss Tommy, thank you for the super chat. Bondi, you have to see the PSA Mary did for Hillary Clinton. It's just as cringe. My God, don't make me sit through any more cringy Mary moments. Not today. Hey, Saltwater Daughter, thank you for the super chat. Stormy is giving you gonna leave me like every other motherfucker I made famous. Yes, that's exactly what it's giving. Thank you. Thank you for that. Look up her song with Hillary Clinton. Thank you, Volley. Cue the damn saxophone. I'm not gonna do that. Please don't do that, y'all. I think I saw that shit like sparingly on the internet. Don't put me through that. If you love me, you would not ask me to go back and find that. Don't do that to me, okay? Anyway, lastly, I just wanted to show y'all some shit that I saw on social media, because sometimes I think, like, as women, we forget where we come from, because the media does a really great job of convincing us that things are not the way they are, or back in the day things were better. There's a lot of, back in the day things were so much better, men were so much better. People say shit like that all the time, and I feel like no the fuck they weren't. Revisionist history, bitches. And so I bring you history photographed. Vintage dating tips for single women from 1938 that reveal strict social expectations of the time. Okay? Now, it doesn't say AI on here, so I'm going to assume that this is actual factuals. Okay? And it just looks real. The photograph quality and shit. Like, it looks like it's somebody taking a picture of paper. Anyway, so can we read some of these? Can we? Please? Thank you. Okay. Men don't like girls who borrow their handkerchief and smudge them with lipstick. Makeup in privacy, not where he sees you. My mom had a rule, you don't let your husband see you in rollers. Lyric cut my weave out. I defy your bullshit. You know why? Because to me, a lot of the times, you need to like that I'm a woman and what comes along with that. And that don't mean you got to do what I do, but that damn sure mean you got to stand next to me or help me while I do it. Like, the fuck is going on? Okay? I think a lot of times y'all is raising niggas to not really like women and not like the things about women that make them women, which is stupid. It's like you feel like if you allow them to like what you see as girly things, it's going to make them gay. But what it would really do is allow them the space to actually like girls. And maybe they'll stop beating the shit out of us all the time because they've been taught to not only like think they're above us, but to see us as people that are manipulating them with their dicks. That's what they think about most women. They hate us because being physically attracted to us feels like a weakness to them. And so in order to offset for the weakness that they feel in that, we got to deal with all of these little microaggressions. It's like, oh my God, you're like an annoying little bitch. Let's continue on. Don't sit in awkward positions and never look bored. Even if you are, be alert. And if you must chew gum, not advised, do it silently, mouth closed. I learned how to chew gum in the very back of my mouth. So I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know not to chew, you know what I'm saying? Like, And also because like my dad would hit me, like, you know, you would get hit for doing obnoxious shit like that. Like chewing loudly, moving around too much, making too much noise, you know? Careless women never appeal to men. Don't talk while dancing, for when a man dances, he wants to dance. You know, y'all are just bossy. Like, you're putting parameters on everything. Like, there's no freedom to connect. If I'm this close to you and we're dancing and I can't talk to you, it's because you have no fucking rhythm and you have to keep the count in your head. So treat me like shit because you can't remember the two-step. Oh, Lord. If you need a brassiere, wear one. Don't tug at your girdle. And be careful your stockings are not wrinkled. Y'all, look at his face. He looks disgusted with her. Should it be that serious? I don't think so. And like also this comment on her titties. Like, my God, on today, if you need a bra, wear it. And if I want these titties to be free, that's why women were burning their bras in like the 60s and the 70s, I think, right? Was that the burning bra era? Y'all let me know. I need to read a book about that so I can get clear on that because I'm not clear on the burning bra era. But I know bitches was burning bras at some point because fuck y'all, right? Ooh, girl, that's one thing I wish I could like actually get with, like the need to like not have an excess of tits. Like, ugh. And then they're like those like, you know, the teardrop type. So they don't, you know, like they don't have like that top butt thing that tits be having. You gotta get your shit gotta be pushed up, which doesn't like, it's not hard to find things that push them up because tits are big and so everything is just being pushed up. It's ridiculous. Like the rules on women's titties, like I hate it. Like I hate it here. I hate it here. Like, oh my God. Don't you, and it's so funny because like we're talking about these things, but we know that on some level, these things are still very much expectations that women just kind of automatically, you know what I mean? We're not wearing stockings anymore, but you also iron your clothes and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't use a car mirror to fix your makeup. Man needs it in driving, and it annoys him very much to have to turn around to see what's behind him. All right, enough of that. I be trying to be cool. Anyway, don't be familiar with your escort by caressing him in public. Any open show of affection is in bad taste and usually embarrasses or humiliates him. Yo, this is really gay. If you think that it's humiliating for a woman to show you affection, that's really gay. I feel like y'all don't know that, like, closeted old queens were like writing this shit and like putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? As if this is how straight men feel. This is the reason why white women used to love fucking on black men, because black men are more like cerebral when it comes to like being attracted to women, at least back in the day. Like, maybe not now. They act more like white boys than they ever have before. But back in the day, right? A lot of black men have an aggression about their sexual attraction to women. So they don't adhere to these same type of rules all the time, which is the reason why. Is this AI? The typos give AI. I was wondering. The pictures look very real to me though. But AI is getting very good these days. Either way, I still could see this being guidelines because of the things that I've heard my own mom say about the things. Like I said, I have reference point for most of this shit, and my parents were boomers. So a lot of what I was taught comes from how they understood shit. And a lot of it is don't do PDA in public and all of that. A lot of it is as a woman to be like very stoic about how you show up. You know what I'm saying? But it might be a situation where it was either some typos or it's AI. I'm not sure, girl. I don't trust anything anymore, but it didn't say AI in the post. And a lot of times when it is AI, it'll say AI generated in the post. Yeah, exactly. I've definitely seen similar instruction from real publications. Yeah, like I believe stuff that they used to have back in the day in like not even Essence, like Ebony and Jet. Ebony and Jet are the ones I can remember, like stuff like that being in. What else? Okay. Yeah, don't be caressing him and touching him. That would humiliate him. That's why they didn't. That's why they wanted to fuck black men. Like, people want to be able to be sexual and like have fun. That's another thing that I don't like about the way even I experience. My experience of the men that I have been with and around a lot of the times is enjoying me sexually but also trying to shame me about how I enjoy sex. Like, you enjoy that I enjoy sex. You enjoy that it's something that I'm like interested in, right? Like, there are women that are not, like they have sex, but they don't have sex for their own pleasure. I've always had sex for my own pleasure. So when, niggas like fucking people that make them feel like they doing something correct. Okay. So I just, I kind of feel like I can remember at different times in different relationships that I had as a young woman where they were enjoying that part of me and shaming me about it at the same time. It's very weird. And then also remembering stories that my mom would tell me about, like how my dad was very much attracted to a free-spirited type of woman, also that you can then make her feel bad and question where she learned certain things and all of that type of like to shame about the sexuality. And I that's why I'm like always paying attention to that, because men in general shame women a lot behind our sexuality. They're allowed to be whores, dustpan dick, fucking everybody everywhere all the time. No discernment, giving it out. STDs, no protection, no prep. Babies, would rather kill them than not have the babies. Like, men are extremely reckless when it comes to sex. And yet and still, every day I hear men of all types, black, white, and everything in between, get on these fucking apps talking about how women should not be able to unalive babies by aborting them, which is ridiculous. They're not alive. They have not been born. Like, that's what I'm, legally. Like, legally, you don't have any rights if you haven't been born. The fuck? And tying this to religion means controlling women's minds about making smart decisions about having children. Because regardless to what you feel about religion, it is not always appropriate to have a child. It is not always appropriate for someone to have a child. And I believe that women are supposed to control how many children they have based on what they actually have to work with. If women don't have enough resources, they should be able to drink a tea and make sure that nobody, comes through if I can't take care of it, if I can't tend to it appropriately. Women have not been allowed the space to control that, because essentially controlling birth means controlling production, which means controlling economy, which means controlling money. Which is why they be trying to make all of these new laws and shit to take all your rights away and, turn us back to the 1920s or some shit like that, taking away women's right to vote and all of this crazy shit. That's why they want to do that, because women now, with money, autonomy, a little bit more education, a little bit more sense, different perspective from back in the day, now they can make better decisions. Men don't like that. Most men don't like that. They don't want to have to step up and be better. They want to continue to be able to subjugate women like their forefathers have done. It's crazy. It's crazy. Because it's harmful to them as well. Like, a lot of the rhetoric that men buy into when it comes to masculinity and all of those things box them up. It's crazy. It's really crazy when you think about it. I think it is natural for women to be the people dictating whether children are born or not based on a religion, not based on carrying shame and guilt, but based on being real about, can I give this child a good life? For real, for real. Do I really want to have this child? Am I looking at being a parent as something I'm passionate about doing? If you are not, I don't think you should be a parent. It's too easy to be a terrible parent and nobody do anything about it. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. It's too easy for y'all to abuse children. I think it should be affirmed. And like, I feel like this is something you should be very passionate about. I don't think it's something that you should just lackadaisically fall in. And I detest when y'all do it for men. I detest when you do it for men. I was talking about that today in that Love and Hip Hop Miami review, because Michael Blackson and Rada got 4 fucking children that we have never seen before. That lady been on reality TV in front of our face for probably a decade. And I have never seen those 4 children. And you over there breaking your back doing IVF as a 40-something-year-old woman so that you could have a brand new baby for fucking Michael Blackson? And you don't have custody of any of those other kids? And he told us that. He told us that. Like that. And that's why I don't like that y'all connect having babies to religion. Because when you connect it to like religion and feeling shame and all of that, it forces women to see it as a connection to their womanhood, which means to be a woman means having a baby. And that's not true, because some women should not be moms. You know? Yeah, y'all. She got 4 fucking kids. Michael Blackson told, y'all gotta watch my review. Michael Blackson told the other chick about the shit. And she brought it up, talking about Michael told me you got 4 other kids that you don't even take care of. Girl, and you over there trying to have another baby in your fucking 40s to keep Michael Blackson because you thought if you had a baby by him, that would make you the most valuable to him. And I'm just like, the fact that you're still trying to be valuable, trying to prove yourself to him. You trying to prove yourself to him. But these types of rules on women for centuries is the reason why women feel like they do today about my man, my man, my man. I do everything for my man. The male gaze. Because it's literally constantly been put on women in different ways for years about how we should be conducting ourselves, and men can do whatever the fuck they want to do. Don't be sentimental or try to get him to say something he doesn't want to by working on his emotions. Men don't like tears, especially in public places. All of this sounds like making life easier for men to act like sociopaths. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me. Don't kiss me. Don't cry in front of me. Don't show any emotion. Don't make me feel bad. Let me be a complete and utter asshole to you without any pushback whatsoever. Let me abuse you, bitch. And no, I don't want the sex when you want it bad too. No, I only want it when I feel like I'm taking it from you. It's no fun when you want it. It's no fun when you trying to get the dick. No, I want you to be running from it. See how that translates? Because I definitely experienced that. Like wanting you to be running from dick. Sir, calm down. Why are you trying to hurt me? What's going on? Like, seriously, why are you trying to hurt me? What is going on? Where's my shit?
That's the rule. That's the goal now. What are we doing? What's going on?
Tearing pussy up, huh? I'm almost done. Don't be familiar with the head waiter talking about the fun you had with someone else another time. Men desire your entire attention. You can't even have a casual conversation. You can't even have casual conversation because then you're flirting and then you're a slut. Men desire your entire attention. Exclamation point. Nigga, who the fuck is you screaming at via article? This says that this is from Photo Parade magazine in 1938. These dating tips reflect the strict expectations placed on single women at the time. The advice focuses on appearance, restraint, and careful behavior in public, often emphasizing silence, composure, and pleasing male companions. And this is how you prime entire generations of women to enjoy their subjugation by saying that their womanhood is attached to these very weird ass rules set up to control and diminish them and have them in relationships with gay niggas. Because the fuck is you in a relationship with a nigga that act like this for? Don't talk about clothes or try to describe your new gown to a man. Because don't talk about anything that you care about. Don't drink too much, as a man expects you to keep your dignity all evening. Drinking may make some girls seem clever, but most get silly. That's actually good advice because then they won't be able to assault you. Don't be conspicuous talking to other men. The last straw is to pass out from too much liquor. Chances are your date will never call you again. That's not the chances. The chances are he'll rape you and then blame you for it. You shouldn't have gotten drunk. What were you thinking about? So yeah, y'all. Um, let's see. Okay. Yeah. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll get into the specifics of the David situation tomorrow. But yeah, y'all. The rules for women have been fucked up for a while now, Brian. I know everybody likes to look back on like, the 60s or the 50s or whatever the fuck y'all think America was great, I don't know when, whenever y'all think that women were, especially black women, were sitting at home while, their husbands went to work and all of that. Like I know y'all think that you're gonna be living in Corina or some shit like that. But the reason why we no longer live like that is because men always take a mile when you give them an inch, as I've already said. All right. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. Please come back tonight on Nisi's channel for the Ooh Ladies First podcast. And don't forget to get your tickets to our very first live show in Atlanta, May 2nd. Okay. What is it? We start the show at 7:30. We have some VIPs. Okay. I think we sold all our VIP tickets and the upgrades. So thank you so much to everybody that is supporting us. And I cannot wait to see y'all. Okay, I can't wait to bust out in my fit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And to finally do a show with the girls in person. I can't wait. I think it's gonna be great. So yeah, we'll see y'all tonight. And I thank y'all for coming through. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video. See y'all later.